Hello to the gamers. Hello. Hang on. Dude, I started my stream. I got a burp immediately. You are gross. What the hell? Can I tell you a funny me story? 2 days ago, I got recognized by the clerk at the grocery store. I told you. Um, which is fine. It's better than fine. It's always very flattering. Um, so I got recognized by the clerk at the grocery store. They said, "Whoa, are you Northern Line?" I said, "I am." He said, "I knew you lived in Vancouver." And I said, "That's true." And then we took a photo and I said, "Thank you for your service." And that's all good. But then yesterday, I went back to the grocery store. I lined up and I had a different clerk. So I checked out, and then as I was walking out, I saw the dude who recognized me, but he didn't look in my direction. So I was like looking directly at him because I don't want him to think that I am ignoring him. I have no problem if I make eye contact with him every time at the grocery store. I'll say, "How's it going, brother? What's up?" I don't want him to think that I'm being antisocial. But instead, he was kind of looking in another direction that vaguely I was like in his field of view, but he didn't acknowledge me. So I feel like I was the weirdo that was like hard staring at the grocery store clerk, and I didn't get like a nod of recognizance in the opposite direction. Like I became parasocial. I know, just by trying to be a nice guy. Larry, why are you staring at the clerk? I'm not staring at the clerk. He knew me. He knew me from Seinfeld. He knew me from Seinfeld. What are you talking about, Larry? He's like 19 years old. He doesn't know your old ass from Seinfeld, you bald prick. You fucking pervert. Jerry. Anyway, that's about it. That's all I got. I typed in the Discord. Gamers, are we doing Jackbox? I didn't ask. I think Corey is away and Justin may or may not be in Paris. Also, I didn't give Chib advance notice. So that's my way of telling you that I don't know if Jackbox is in the cards for us today. You keeping the Peloton streak going during the move? I took 3 days off while moving. I assure you, I would have rather been on the exercise bike. But then for the last 6 days, I've been going strong. Today, 30-minute Callie Gullickson upper body weight exercises. 20-minute Emma Lovewell core. 30-minute Cody Rigsby pop ride. It was predominantly divas from the 70s to 90s. Mariah Carey, Donna Summer, Diana Ross, Whitney Houston. 216-watt average for a total kilojoule output of 390 something. I would say that's got to be like a top 10 to top 12 ride of all time for me. Who's your favorite London instructors? Ooh. Sam Yo, #1 with the bullet, a loaded god complex, cock it and pull it. Hannah Frankson, I like her attitude. Bradley Rose, good track lists. And then Ben Aldis, I go through phases. I don't think that Ben Aldis is I feel like he's like a robot. Like, and I mean this not necessarily in a bad way, but he says exactly the same things at exactly the same times in every single ride. But his programming is great. And my output always goes like crazy when I'm in a Ben Aldis class. But I feel like I know nothing about him as a human being, which is totally fine. Dennis Morden? Well, they were asking about London. If we're asking about New York, I mean, come on. You got Dennis Morden, Emma Lovewell. There's more. Cody Rigsby. One of my favorite, if you're ever on a Cody Rigsby ride, you will see someone with the hashtag straight guys for Cody. And it just always, maybe I'm looking too much into it, but it always makes me laugh. Because Cody Rigsby is gay, but like, why do you need to put a hashtag that's like straight guys for Cody? Like, shouldn't that be like the default? You don't have to be gay to take a cycling class from like a gay instructor. And you're not like some super ally just because you're like, you know what? Like, I may be straight, but I'm not afraid to take a cycling class from a gay man. Like, it's just, what's the problem? I don't understand. It's just weird to me every time I pass someone and their hashtag is like straight guys for Cody. It's like, I just don't understand like what you're trying to say. I think you're reading into it. Why think they want me to read into it? Dan looked at your old Isaac videos for password game, found one that ended with "see you tomorrow if I don't blow my brains out," and then immediately went to look for small ant videos instead. Oh man, that is great. I will never put the straight guys for Cody hashtag in because I feel like it's kind of insulting to Cody. And I'm not just doing the straightest Cody Rigsby rides. In the last 2 weeks, I've done the 30-minute Pride Madonna live DJ ride 2 times. And that one is not just Madonna songs, it's Madonna club remixes, okay? So you want to talk about being an ally? I let my pedaling do the talking, okay? Also, some of those Madonna tracks go crazy. Ray of Light, Express Yourself. I mean, everyone knows the classics. I feel like I'm finally coming around to Confessions on the Dance Floor, or whatever the album is called, that when I was pitchfork pilled in 2005, I was like, this shit is garbage. But now I'm like, time really does go by so slowly, slowly. Every little thing that you say or do, I'm hung up on you, waiting for your come, baby, night and day. I'm tired of waiting on you. I think it's kind of a classic. Done the Colleen Ballinger ukulele ride? No, but I did. I finally removed Miranda Sings Gangnam Style from my favorite videos. Fine, you guys shame me for that one. Just because it's like super racist and also really, really bad on top of that. Fine, you win. Can you believe Taylor Swift changed a lyric in her re-release? Did you see the tweet? The quote tweet of Taylor Swift dancing that said she danced like the girls in Vice City? Not the nicest tweet of all time, but also when I saw her dancing, I was like, she really do be dancing like the girls in Vice City. That was the quote tweet, yeah, that she outdanced Michael Jackson. Listen, no disrespect to Taylor Swift at all. At all. But it's not that Taylor Swift is outdancing Michael Jackson. Nobody's outdancing Michael Jackson. We could have a conversation about maybe Usher getting into the same ecosystem for 10 minutes in the mid-2000s. But come on. You ever see the Michael Jackson rehearsal video where he ad-libs firing somebody because something didn't work during the rehearsal? And he's like, gonna lose your job. Somebody's gonna lose their job. Not gonna be. Job's gone. That's it. Jobs, hang on. Microsoft Edge. Jobs gone, Michael Jackson. The music director, Brad, was supposed to end the song, but didn't. Gets me every time. Can you imagine being fired by Michael Jackson like that? I don't know why the sound was so creepy at the end. Oh, man. Probably the best way to get fired. I can't even imagine, man. I literally don't know how I would feel, I guess is all I'm trying to say. Job's gone, job's gone. Hey, listen, you motherfuckers, what happened? 9 a.m. starts? You motherfuckers are like, why are you starting at 10 a.m. every day? You don't even watch the stream. Every single day for the past 5 days, I've been like, I have to commute to the stream. My daughter starts daycare at 9:30, so we got to drop her off at daycare at 9:30. Then we got to get our ass over here until our desks get delivered on Monday or Tuesday next week. So that's what happens. Same motherfuckers who are like, I watch the stream every day. What happened to the casino? Oh, really? You watch every day? Well, the casino got yeeted 6 months ago, you fucking liar. Stream's gone. Stream's gone. Brad, what are you gonna do? A stream's gone. Oh, I'm just being genuine with you. I don't know what I would feel like if I got fired that way. Anyway, let's get the dolls going today. Oh, man. Stream's gone. Stream's gone. I guess I'd rather be fired like that than be fired like by coming into the office on a Friday and then like my boss sending me an email like 45 minutes before lunch that's like come into my office. And then I come into I already know what's going to happen. And then he's like, don't bother coming to the team building lunch. And then I got to pack up my desk. I would rather have him send me an email that says, job's gone, job's gone. What are you going to do? Get walked out of the building. Like Stanley Tucci at the start of Margin Call when that motherfucker was right the whole time. They were traded. They said that Stanley. Listen, I don't even want to get in. Don't get me started talking about 2008 again, okay? Which drives me crazy. Great film. Slash markers, so true. Great film. What film are we talking about? Oh, it stars Stanley Tucci, Jeremy Irons, Zachary Quinto, Paul Bettany, Penn Badgley. Is it Penn Badgley or the other guy from Gossip Girl? I'm deliberately avoiding the fact that it has Kevin Spacey in it. But yes, it is. Oh, Demi Moore, so true. It is Penn Badgley. It's called Margin Call. I would highly suggest watching it. It's boring, and that's what makes it so good. This shit is pissing me off. Sorry, it was like 2 minutes into the video. Demonetized. Son of a... It's not demonetized. It's not demonetized. The ads are just limited. Limited to 0 because nobody's advertising for adult products on YouTube gaming videos. Thanks a lot. Oh, because some people can't handle the F word. It's literally something that everybody says in their own house. I'll just go ahead and say it. If you don't have kids and you live with another adult that's like your age and you don't swear, you are the weird ones. The swearers are not the weird ones. If you're 26 and your spouse is 26 and you're like, I had a freaking crap day at work today, honey, then you're the weirdo. Okay? The people who were like, I had a shit day at work, it was fucked up, those are normal people. I already know if you said, I had a fricktacular day, oh, the suckage was out of control, you're wearing khakis with like a Old Navy belt that you got, and then you got a white button-up shirt tucked in and short sleeves. I know you got a short sleeve button-up tucked into the khakis, okay? So don't tell me that the F word is unmonetizable. Anyway, I'm procrastinating. So I don't know, like, what country makes $204,000 of plastic housewares every year. So we're going to play this one, like, geographically styled. I would like to congratulate Dan for completing the password game. It's quite the ordeal. If you're watching the Dulls, either on Twitch or on YouTube, and you didn't see me play the password game, you might not understand. The password game is quite the it's a Herculean task. I would definitely recommend it. Maybe you've been procrastinating on the VOD because it's 3 hours long, but I'm telling you, it's worth watching. It's worth putting on in the background. Anyway, Dan Raiders who didn't get timed out for 600 seconds because Dan's password was 400 characters long. Do you know a country that produces $4.47 million of non-filleted frozen fish annually? It has to be a small nation. It is probably an island or a very small region on a coast, but probably an island just because islands tend to be smaller than coastal countries. You can run the fact check on that. I'm pretty sure it's true. I bet we're in the South Pacific. I'm just going to say it's Kiribati, and we'll start from there. Oh, no. How can something be 11,000 kilometers south of Kiribati? Isn't that like around the North Pole? Is this in Europe? Is this... The only place in Europe that makes sense is the Faroe Islands, but those are administered by like Denmark, right? Or Norway? Faroe Islands? The Faroes? $11 million is like such a small amount of exports for a whole nation. I gotta think. Like, there's no way it's not gonna be Liechtenstein. A, it's landlocked. B, like Liechtenstein's at least gonna cross a billy. Just to export like, 2 gold bars annually or something. I'm stunned. I have no idea. I'm wondering if it could be a small... I honestly don't know. Plastic? Like, it's actually worse than if it was just in the South Pacific. It's almost the entire world away. Is Kiribati in the South Pacific? Could this be in like the like the Caribbean kind of? Like, this may be an idiotic guess, but I'm going to guess Dominica and just at least get like oh no. It's the South Pole. It's Antarctica. Antarctica. Oh, I'm just going to be real with you. I don't even know where Netherlands Antilles is, which makes me think that this could be... No, all right. Apparently it's right next to Dominica. I have no idea. Is it Wallace and Futuna? Is it... Well, it's got to be one of the things the Beach Boys said in the song, right? Christmas Island. Nothing can be south of Christmas Island. I'm sorry. This is going to be like it's going to be a country with like 100,000 residents. I actually have no idea. I already guessed Kiribati, Vanuatu. I don't even. This is the first time in Tradle that I'm like, this is another planet. Like, this doesn't exist on the Earth. Is it Madagascar? It's not Madagascar. French Southern Territories? That's France! literally says French in the title. That doesn't seem fair. Or maybe, I should always be happy that we lose a tradle because it teaches you something about the world. Like now I know that it's Wallace and Futuna. That's literally Antarctica? Okay, I feel better. I feel better because I at least said Antarctica. But technically Antarctica is a continent that it's not administrated as like one distinct entity. Norway's also like, we got a claim on it, and freaking like America's like us too. Doesn't even make any sense. Okay, Globla. Hey, what do you mean it doesn't make any sense? We made McMurdo Station. It's a joint effort internationally. You piece. Just because Kurt Russell was there in The Thing doesn't mean it belongs to America. France. It's not very close to France. Can I get a Bahrain? Not very close to Bahrain either, quite frankly. What about South Sudan? That's colder. Okay. Maybe we're looking up here then. What about Afghanistan? It's much warmer. 2,000 kilometers away from Afghanistan. What about Turkmenistan? That's cooler. Good to know. Okay, that's very good to know. How about a 2,000 kilometers? Would I be insane to say Sri Lanka? That's even warmer, but it's still 1,600 kilometers. How about a Bangladesh? How about a Nepal? Oh, okay. How about a Thailand? Oh, how about Myanmar? Hey, okay. Absolutely no disrespect to Myanmar, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about? That's my entire understanding of all of my knowledge of Myanmar is the lady doing aerobics while the government military coup happens in the background of her video feed. But she is fucking killing it, by the way. It was Zumba? Might be Zumba. Okay, wait, we got to do Worldle. Okay, I appreciate getting kind of a gimme. So I'm pretty sure, has it always been this small? Pretty sure this is India. Yes! Italy and India in the same week. It's a very blessed week for Worldla. Okay. Box office game. Walt Disney, 56 milli, 2015. This shit is Captain America Civil War. No. Second week, 24 million, no shot. This is going to be an animated movie. This is going to be like a pre-Moana animated movie. Science fiction, action, adventure, never mind. I'll take a star. I hate to do it, but I'll take a star. Paul Rudd. It's Ant-Man 1. Wow, Ant-Man 1. It's 100 million in 2 weeks is pretty, subpar for a Marvel's. But you know what? It's you need some revisionist history. Or maybe the opposite. Because Ant-Man 1 was kind of like, even though it's not a great MCU movie, for me, it's kind of the start of being excited about the Infinity War saga. Like this to me is where the MCU geared up and started going like, okay, okay. Hello, Daniel. Hello. So maybe this gross like makes sense. Had horrible legs though. Sony Pictures opened at 24 milli. Pretty subpar opening for the summer. Definitely not anything too impressive. Actor is Adam Sandler, pre-Netflix deal. I'm going to guess it's a comedy. Call this maybe Grown Ups 2. Tagline, game on. This is Pixels. I should have gotten that without spending the extra 40 points, but fair enough. Okay, that's Pixels. Fair enough. Universal, 262 milli, week 3. Jurassic World. Really? Genre? Okay, family animation adventure comedy starring Sandra Bullock. I have no idea. Tagline. Before Gru, they had a history of bad bosses. It's literally just Minions. Okay. I'm not familiar with the Minions oeuvre, so I'll just take the L on that one. I played a little Despicable Me Minions Rush for Champions of Fire 2. I had a perfect run and lost somehow, so I'm not completely familiar with the scoring system of the game, apparently, but made sense to the organizers. Universal, 61 milli, week 2, starring Amy Schumer. This will be Trainwreck. I went to bat for this movie because I always like to see a comedy that has 90% plus on Rotten Tomatoes. I watched the first 3 minutes of it on an airplane and just said I can't do it. And I watched all of Bros on an airplane, okay? But I just, the opening of this movie, oh my God. I can't. I can't do the Amy Schumer voice. I'm sorry, I can't do it. No disrespect, Bill Hader. Anyway, I turned it off because I was like, this is just fucking, it's just offensive, but not in a funny way. I'm not doing the voice. And The Weinstein Company, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. 2015, could be Nightcrawler. Not a movie you'd expect to crush it at the box office. Cult classic afterwards. Could be End of Watch. Give me a tagline. Believe in Hope. Yeah, I have no idea. Actor 2. Rachel McAdams. No clue. Give me reveal all hints. Billy the Great Hope, the reigning junior middleweight boxing champion, when tragedy strikes, Billy hits rock bottom. Sounds like a country music song. He soon finds an unlikely savior in Tick Willis, a former fighter. When his future is on the line, Hope fights to reclaim the trust of those he loves most. I do not know it. That is Southpaw. I know The Fighter. I'm familiar with The Fighter. Pretty good movie. Well, sorry, it was produced by the Weinstein Company, so you're canceled. I would say this is a week at the multiplex where you can definitely skip. For me personally, I don't think, I mean, I like Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man is fun, but I think otherwise you could probably, if you're watching this as a time traveler somehow and you're in, it's July 24th, 2015, stay home. Just stay home. You don't need to see any of this stuff. I'm sure you just, 2015, go eat at a restaurant, you know? Why? You'll understand in a few years. In a few years, you'll be like, I'm glad he told me to eat at a restaurant. It's good advice, okay? That you just didn't take. And who would have thought? By the way, Cine 2 Nerdle today, average score 3.6 out of 5. That's scary, man. That's a scary one. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night is The Truman Show. Holy cow. And then I see that there is Good Morning Vietnam. Good Morning Vietnam. Just everybody give me a second, which is also War. Wait a minute, this is messed up. Oh, wait, hang on. Good Luck Chuck. Good Night, Good Luck McCarthy is George Clooney, right? And then Good Afternoon, Good Evening, Good Night. is comedy. This is the Truman. Oh, what the hell? Good Morning Vietnam War. Yeah, okay. Hang on. Good. We need Good Luck, Chuck. This is a real. No wonder today's is hard. Good Luck, Chuck is a comedy. This is really like this is a cursed one today. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. Good morning, good morning. But first, this is the tough one. Let me get Good Luck, Chuck. Which is a comedy. Hot swap these bad boys right there. Then give me I'm very confused. Green is always the connector. Okay, we'll rebuild the connector. We got 8 swaps. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night. Good evening. It's a Truman Show. Good luck and good night, George Clooney. Okay, we got 4 swaps left. Get ready. This is our connector. There is Good Morning Vietnam. Via this. And then, I mean, with only 2 swaps, it's like, don't you just hot swap them? But what the heck is Chuck Good Evening? I think we got decoyed today. Yeah, I think I got decoyed today. One swap left. Sean Penn, Terrence Malick, George Clooney, War. Oh. What did I get? 4? Apparently I got 5, but I only got 4. Wait, you got it? Oh, never mind. I'm the best ever. You got them all. 2 fakes. Oh, you know what? I got saved because I never put together Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg with War, which would have been War of the Worlds. And I would have been like, where's Alien? Where's Alien? Where's Alien? Did Dane Cook play the alien? Okay, we got there, which was surprising to even me. Then we got reversal. Anime films. Akira the Animatrix, Ghost in the Shell, Isle of Dogs, which is also Paprika. Hang on. Westerns. Django Unchained for a few dollars more, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and Rango. Wes Anderson films. Asteroid City, Isle of Dogs, Grand Budapest Hotel. Okay, movies with Mickey Rourke. Iron Man 2, I want my bird. I want my bird. And then Paprika must be an anime. This completes the Wes Anderson trifecta. All right, now. Do I see? Yes, I do see something. On anthology films. Anthology films. Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Sin City, The Animatrix, and the Grand Budapest, The French Dispatch. I haven't seen a Wes Anderson movie in a long time, though I have respect for him. Mickey Rourke, Wes Anderson, Western, Japanese animation, anthology films. How about that? Average score 4.2. Embarrassing. And now the type of guy to say Eureka? Shut up. You think I am Archimedes? Okay, now, 2 movies I've not seen yet. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse to The Little Mermaid. I think I can get from... I don't know who's in this, okay? I know that the star is Halle Bailey. I don't know what else she's in. I know that Daveed Diggs is in it. I know that Melissa McCarthy is in it. I feel like I can easily get from a heavily ensemble cast like this to Melissa McCarthy. Like, there's almost too many actors to choose from. This star-studded cast, man. Spoilers. I'm trying to get to Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy was with Sandra Bullock in The Heat. Sandra Bullock was with every actor and actress in the movie Crash. She was also in Miss Congeniality. She was also in Speed with Keanu Reeves. How does Keanu Reeves gets you to Jonathan Wick? I don't know why I'm scrolling. It's not going to get any easier. Well, I don't think it's hard. Like, surely Andy Samberg has been with Melissa McCarthy in a movie. Like, I'm going to scroll for a bit. And maybe he's a voice actor in something together, but just everyone relax here. Was Melissa McCarthy in Storks or Hotel Transylvania? There's got to be a way to get to Sandra Bullock, too. Wait, why do I need to get to Sandra Bullock? Shut the fuck up about Sandra Bullock. Melissa McCarthy is in... What's the movie? And I need to talk through it. I'm not looking at chat. What's the movie where Melissa McCarthy plays a parent, but she's like at her best, which is to say is a cameo, not a starring role. And the dude says, like, the parent is like, your kid is messing with my kid. And then he just says, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'll punch you in the mouth. Like, what is that movie? This is 40. Okay, hang on. Because we're getting there now. Because This is 40 is Paul Rudd. So we go to watch Jonah Hill. Any movie that's ever been made with Jonah Hill also has Paul Rudd in it. Paul Rudd for sure is in the 40-year-old virgin. So scroll me down. Scroll me. Scroll me, right there. Paul Rudd. Now, what am I doing with Paul Rudd here? I'm getting to This is 40, that's right. Which then takes me to Melissa McCarthy, which then takes me to The Little Mermaid 2023. Not the shortest possible path, but I got there. And I got there with no resources. You've probably got a fucking Tubi account if you knew that both Haley Steinfeld and Aquafina were in Between Two Ferns, the movie. Your ass has a platinum subscription to CISO, okay? Fair enough? I don't. You got me on that one. Take me to... I'm still proud of myself. Take me to Guess the Game. Did you ever see the tweet? I don't know anything about Aquafina. I don't know if I've ever seen her in anything. She's in Shang-Chi for a little bit, right? Or maybe like the whole movie? Did you see the tweet? And the start of the tweet is Aquafina's grandma, and then it's a bunch of Hangul that translates to please stop saying things that embarrass our family. And then the next quote is Aquafina. It's like, know what I'm talking about? Something like that. You ever see that one? That's a classic tweet. No, I've never seen that. Farewell's pretty good. I was gonna see the well. Okay, here's what the Farewell my library, or not library, my story with the farewell. One Saturday, pre-kid, Kate and I didn't know what to do. I said, hey, do you want to go to the movie theater and see this new movie called The Farewell? Apparently, it's a beloved, heartfelt comedy that's also like a meditation on what it means to be Asian American while also, paying homage to your ancestors that, paved the way for you or whatever. And Kate was like, nah. And I said, okay. And I don't know what we did. Probably just went home, if I had to guess. I was in the mood to watch it, but then the mood was it was taken from me. It's fine. You just want to chill. You can just chill. And then we watched Minari like 2 years later. It's probably Persona 4, if I had to guess. I would say no. I would say this is Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake Eater? Nope, it's on the Xbox 360. Let's say this is Gears of War 2. So this is Gears of War 3. Halo Reach. Halo : Reach. Great game, one of my favorites. Just kidding. I was already playing Dark Souls by the time. Well, no, that was like a year late. Well, listen, I remember I came back from Korea and I brought my Xbox over to one of my friend's house. And I think this is where you have to choose a path. You don't know when it's happened until it's there 10 years in the past. But I chose a path that day. My friend said, do you want to play Halo Reach together? I said, nah, I've been playing this game called Dark Souls. I'm just going to plug into your Ethernet connection and do like invasions in Undead Parish. And he said, that's cool. He played a bunch of Halo Reach. I played a bunch of Dark Souls Invasions. We had a great time, and I have not seen him since. Something changed that day, and we knew it. Also, like 3 months after that, I moved across the country, and then he had a kid. So, like, it's a pretty normal way for that to go, I think, but you can ascribe more meaning to it if you want. I chose the right path, he chose the wrong path. Not because of the kid, but because of the video games. Orcs Must Die. Cameo and the power elements. What was that one? The Bridge of Spirits. Kenna, the Bridge of Spirits. Fuck you, eat me. I'm the best of all time. That was a nice game. I watched Kate play a little bit of it. Sonic 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. Shinobi. MFers don't put enough respect on Shinobi. My Hero Academia. One Punch. This is One Punch Man. It's not One Punch Man. Oh, Jump King. Yes. All right. Big Fist. Game They'll Guess. Okay, Game They'll Guess is always where good runs go to die. Once I was the king of jumping. Now I work at the pizza. You know what I'm talking about? Moxie Fruvis. Is this anything? Only VIP Daniel knows that one. Dark Souls 2. Okay, One Green is fantastic. We followed that up with an Anthem. Get your damn hands up. It's a third-person game between 2014 and 2019 that is Either some combination of shooter, role-playing, adventure. It's Fallout 4. It's later than Fallout 4. It's Assassin's Creed Origins. Fight the temptation to give up. So it's in 2018. We could at least get a green by just naming a game that came out in 2018. FIFA. Hang on. NHL. No, okay. Madden. Oh, we got to do it. But I don't know when the FIFAs come out. I think FIFA's same year, right? Oh, FIFA 19. Okay. It's not a sports game, which is nice to know. Okay, so we got a green. Hey, Mad Dog Nation, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Much appreciated. You might be wondering why we guess 2 FIFA games. The reason is because the more greens we get, the more likely it is that our one-time clue gives us something that actually allows us to build off of. So, similarly, we know that it's a single-player game that is also either co-op or multiplayer, but not both. So it would be nice if we could get, like, this Red Dead Redemption doesn't have co-op, right? And then we could, it does have co-op. Okay, give me the clue. Don't give me some bullshit like an engine. It's a shooter adventure. Third-person shooter adventure. Horrible guess. It's an absolutely horrendous guess. I don't play this shit. This Warframe came out like 2003. It's Red Dead Redemption 1. It's Command & Conquer Red Alert. It's bullshit. Okay? A couple of things is bullshit. I don't care if Shadow of the Tomb Raider is co-op or multiplayer. It's not. That's a single-player only game. Anybody going out there and loading up Shadow of the Tomb Raider multiplayer is not a real human being. So I would like that removed from the ledger. I would like that stricken from the ledger. I got nothing against the game. I'm just saying that motherfucker is not real. So true. A 1988 comedy. Hated by the critics, loved by the audience, which means it's probably bad. 3 words. Dumb and Dumber. I know it's not because that's like 94, but get something. The sight of a bear running through the woods with bare buttocks probably has some superiors in the history of comedy, but not this week. Weekend at Bernie's. This possibly is the first time in cinematic history that Raccoonese has been translated into subtitles. Next clue. Dan Aykroyd has been in some terrible movies. John Candy has been in some terrible movies. Now they're in the same absolutely terrible movie. I know this one. Dan Aykroyd wears insane makeup. It's called like Dead. It's not Better Off Dead. Oh, I know this movie. It also stars, I feel like Demi Moore is in it. Next to me. Oh, this is not even the same movie. Oh, is it Spies Like Us? It could just be Spies Like Us. No, The Great Outdoors. I was thinking of Nothing But Trouble. Yes, I was thinking of Nothing But Trouble. Fair enough. All right, I've never seen or I think heard of The Great Outdoors, honestly. Take me to Chrono Photo. What the hell? Is this famous? Is this motherfucker real? I feel like you are. This is like the real life Homer Simpson. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. Like, I feel like this guy is keeping a nuclear power plant online or something like that. This is the real Frank Grimes, exactly. Like, he's not just hitting the button now and then. Like, this dude is like, if these two bars touch, then like half of North America becomes completely irradiated. So I'm going to say this is like 1977. That's 1993. Okay, well, the real question is, how old is the camera? So I feel like the camera is from 1977. So I'm going to take 5,000 for that. Me in the theater when Gabe Newell announced the sex update for Team Fortress 2. I don't know this one. It looks like, to me, this looks like the 1950s. So I'm going to say it's 1958. Okay, okay. Oh, brother. I've just been trying to think of something to say. I mean, he's literally pulling you in a stroller, man. What do you want me to say? Cool shoes? I was thinking that, too. Those are some cool shoes, man. This definitely is not a good look. I mean, this is a good look, and I hate to say it. This is kind of a good look. This is not a good, altogether not a good look. Either of the individuals separately. Great look as far as I'm concerned. I have no idea. I'm going to say this is 1930. All right. You don't see that many women in bathing caps anymore, huh? It's not a common thing you see these days. We should bring them back. I can't wear a bathing cap because I think it would be a jump scare. If I took off my bathing cap and then I was bald underneath, I think people would be like, ah! Well, I don't know. It's like pre-1960. I feel comfortable saying that it's pre-1960. I don't know when, though, because it gets like a little spicy in the early 20th century. Give me like a 1952. Just 1923. Let's say this is probably 19... Well, no. Don't be an idiot. You'd have to be an idiot to pick 1917. Because it's a color photo and look at the cars. But for a second, I was like, it's definitely 1917. I feel like this could be early 70s in the USSR. Oh, okay. Absolutely horrible performance overall. But, hey, you know, there's some positivity in there. Fuck you. This is not a house. This is like a university building or like a library or something. This is where like the president of a Ivy League school lives on campus, or it's a bank or something. Yeah. Courthouse. Like, I don't know what this is. This is a $5 million house or more. No, never mind. Never mind, it's in Ohio. Shaker Heights, Ohio, suburb of Cleveland. This isn't even the house. This is like a guest house on the back. They got their own tennis court. They got their own swimming pool with the cabanas dripped, and it's still under 5 milli. Let me get a 2 milli, knowing that this is in Cleveland. Okay, just checking. It's a mere 11,000 square feet. Pretty understated, honestly. 3.75 million. That's too high. 5 beds, 6 bath. Chairs are facing the right direction. I'm just going to say, if you're this rich, why is your ass living in Ohio? Unless you're, like, is this owned by LeBron James, perhaps? Or it doesn't make sense to me. Unless you're like the governor of Ohio or something. Mayor of Ohio. That's pretty right. It's probably Dave Chappelle's house. $2.8 million? That's too high. Built in 1925. They got the fucking $5,000 Herman Miller chair. Dog, come on. I want that. Look at the 2.45 milli for that one. Oh, your house a legend. How about that? Take me to Time Guesser. Still cracked on the real estate. See, this one is a trick question. Because this is not outdoors. This is inside. So how am I supposed to know? Like, I have no idea. I would be inclined to say, my guess is this is art, which tells me that it's probably in Paris, and the dude is wearing Supreme Season 4. So this might be like 2019. I'm going to say this is 19. It's a little crazy. I'm going to say, I think 1962 is good, honestly. It was 1920. Fair enough. I don't know. It's just the clothes, man. Monet was alive in 1920? I thought that fucker lived in like the 1710s. Same? Like, I knew Picasso lived in the 21st century, but Monet? Next you're going to tell me like Leonardo da Vinci died in 1978 or something like that. Sorry, the 20th century, not the 21st century. He did? Grizzly Adams did have a beard. Wasn't Monet the one painting the fucking, like a bowl of fruit or something like that? People were pogging off in like 1907 for bowl of fruit. You're killing me? I'm not saying I'm not saying my opinions on art should be taken as authority. I'm simply saying I don't know anything about art. He made Impressionism. Actually, Impressionism was made by Jim Carrey. You ever see Jim Carrey stand up before he got famous? Where his eyebrows go like, you know what I can't do it. See, that's why he's the master. Okay, this is weird. It's a van that says prisoner transport with the Iowa license plates. Original and famous Bud tent, established 1947. And then, I'll be honest with you, a ski lift that you would not catch my ass getting on. Oh, you puss. Did you see the video of that Six Flags roller coaster in North Carolina where every time the roller coaster went around the bend, The strut was going like, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's no chance, man. I'm not going on this. Because this shit is not being maintained as well as Six Flags. They're made to do that. Brother, there was a fucking like 12-inch crack in the strut. We're like one rib fest away from that thing going down and taking the entire train with it. Anyway, I think this is like Iowa. I'm going to say it's the capital of Iowa. Des Moines shower handle. And I'm going to say it's circa, to me, this looks like a 2017. How about that? 2022. Scenes from the Iowa State Fair, the largest state fair in the United States. Fair enough. This is a great picture. Congratulations, Iowa. Take down your gun, buddy, and go home. This is London, England, based on the hats. It's just, again, there's nothing wrong with being ignorant as long as you're not confident in your ignorance. I am fairly aware of America's history in Vietnam. I'm not aware of the United Kingdom's participation in the Vietnam War. I feel like the logical take here is that this must be from the Vietnam War. It's very, hippie era coded. So I'm going to say that this is 71. But I don't know. Maybe they weren't involved in Vietnam. Vietnam War protesters. Okay. England also had a cultural revolution in the late 60s. I know, Paul McCartney grew out his hair. George Harrison started taking LSD. Ringo Starr upped his ale intake to 6 a day instead of 4. I've seen half of Get Back. Ringo Starr rolling up to the practice. Like, as it started, it's just him and Paul McCartney waiting for George Harrison to get out of bed. Ringo Starr's cracking a beer at like 7:15 a.m., sitting down on the damn drum kit. Hey, check this out. Like he's ripping it up. Paul McCartney's tortured. What could I have done? Where's John, man? What could I have done? George Harrison's showing up. Hey guys, I had a great idea for a song. It goes like this. Dung, dung, dung. And everyone's like, George, shut up. He's fine. I guess I'll leave the band then. This is the Parliament buildings in Ottawa. Bro, they were listed. It's Ottawa Blues Fest 2000, man. Holy, I was talking about this yesterday. Ottawa Blues Fest. Blues Fest obviously took place overlooking the Parliament buildings. I don't they're right there. I'm going to say we were probably near the National Arts Center then. And this is, I got to say it's 2000, baby. 2011, crowds at Ottawa Blues Fest. It's so funny. It doesn't look like the year 2000. There's a couple of things you could note. One is that's the Nunavut flag, which didn't become a province until 1999. Wait a minute. Hang on. Chat's saying it says 2001 here. Where? You got scammed? In the top left? Oh, it does say crowds at Ottawa Blues Fest 2001. Then it says 2011. I got scammed, man. Oh, I said 2011 because I'm stupid. But did I? No, I thought I said 2000. I said 2000. I didn't say 2011. What is going on, man? This is probably before the 1988 Olympics in Seoul. You gotta respect the drip, man. Maybe I'm the asshole for saying this, but like, why are none of the fuckers with the Olympic torch ever running? They're always like half walking. And I know you're like, it has to travel a long way, but they weren't carrying it the whole time. Like they have like a real athlete carry it for like, 1,000 kilometers, and then like the mayor of the city carries it for 100 meters. Like that's it. You do it then? I wouldn't mind. I could carry the Olympic torch for a 5K at least. I'm not going to take it much longer than that, but still. My streamer? Running a 5K? Bro, okay, like this is like very streamer coded. 5K is not that hard. 5K is like, it's like a half-hour jog. That's a Matty Maggiacomo 30-minute Hamilton ride. It's like 7 songs. It's no big deal. I'm not saying I could take this shit and carry it for a half marathon. Just a 5K? How many 5K runs have you done? I don't know, like 200? I'm not trying to say it's nothing, because like, I know there's people that are probably on the treadmill right now doing couch to 5K and are like, oh, fuck. He's insulting me. But no, but like once you get there, you're fucking there. And you just run it. Then what do you do when you get it? You take a day off, then you run it tomorrow. And then you take a day off, then you run it tomorrow. Then you run it the next day, then you take a day off. You do like 4 a week or something like that. And then you start doing like a 5K on Monday, then you take Tuesday off, then you do like 9K on Wednesday, then you do like 5K on Thursday, then you take a day off, and then you do, then you try to get like then you, after a while, you like work it out a little bit, then you get like, you run 5K like 5 times a week, and then on Sundays, you go out for like a 2-hour long run or something like that. Anyway. Can you run with your foot condition? Little bro, I would beat you in a race easy mode. The only foot condition I have you should be worried about is how fast they're moving. I've done 5K in 25 minutes. 30 minutes is doable. What are you run splaining here? 30 minutes is not doable. 30 minutes is, it's routine. It's not like you got to be in Olympic shape to do a 30-minute 5K. What are you? You've done it in 25 minutes? Okay, I've done it in 22 minutes. 25 minutes is doable on an off day. Why are you trying to little bro me here? I'm just wondering why this guy's not moving, and all of a sudden you're taking shots at me. "20 minutes? That's pretty fast. I mean, I'm not the best runner of all time. I'm the best cyclist of all time. If you did it in 20 minutes, that's very impressive. This is not the year 2000. This is 1988 in Seoul. I had a coworker do it in 18. I mean, that's just, you gotta clap your hands for that. You got it spot on. An athlete carrying the Olympic torch. No disrespect. This guy is the treasurer of Seoul. He's not competing in the Olympics. It's nice to call him an athlete, but I want to avoid confusion. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just this guy he has my hairline. He was not competing in the Olympic Games, okay? I'm not disrespecting him. He was competing in accounting. Final score 39,790. Motherfucker. I can't break 40,000, man. Okay, now I have spent a lot of time defending houses from chat. You can go off on this one. Now, it's a nice house, but it is a McMansion. Like, the house is made of triangles. It's more garage than house. It's still nice. Like, the backyard is the fucking forest. That's kind of amazing, but it obviously depends where it is. I'm going to start the bidding at 900. Just give me a frame of reference. Okay, it's in Tittabawassee Township, Michigan. Daniel, can I get some, can I get a frame of reference here? Tittabawassee Township. It's not Tittaba, it's Tittaba. See, you go da 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 da. And what my song does is go da 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 da. How are the schools in this district, Chad? Good? They're okay? Who knows? It's America? Okay, how are the private schools in this district? Really good. All right, 550,000. Single family home. Anytime, and I'm making a value judgment about the people that live here, which is not fair. But I guarantee this shit is like 4,000 square feet, and they've got 6 rooms that they don't do anything with, and they're like, I couldn't live in a place that's smaller than this. I've been living in an urban environment for quite some time. Anytime I go to a place where space is not at a premium, people are not using their space wisely, and then they say, I don't know how you live in a place that's that small. Well, you do have to make some adjustments, but one of the things you can do is not pay for like 6 rooms that you just put dirty clothes in. Like you just fold, like you put your clothes in the hamper and then you fold them when they come out of the laundry machine, and that's like one room right there. 375,000. I mean, this looks like a big house, okay? Okay, we're in there, 425. We're zeroing in, 450. Built in 2003. It's actually only 2,300 square feet. That's not that big of a deal. That's my uncle's house. Go, delete the VOD, delete the VOD. Chet Giesling's residence. Half a bath? What is a half bath anyway? That's toilet, sink, no shower, bath, right? That is correct. It's not just like a toilet with no lid or no flush. Traveler, okay. Oh, here we go. Traveler's been ruthless today. Or this week. Today I'd like to go from Liberia to Lesotho. Okay, I can sort of do this for a bit. Prezzo, keep your freaking fingers stayed, okay? I know you know all of Africa. You were doing I can name all the African countries in 73 seconds or something like that. Congratulations. I haven't done that, okay? So I'm sure you can get it. But I got to work for it. I got to think a little bit, okay? So from Lesotho, you need to start by just getting out of Lesotho, which requires going to South Africa. And then you go to Mozambique. I thought it was here. At some point, you're going to pass through the Congo and the Democratic Republic of some such. Okay. Okay, good. Totally fine. We just need to find something in here. Now, from Liberia, we're going to need a Senegal. We're going to need at some point, we're going to need like a Mali. Oh, I thought you were like right there. How about a Ghana? That's fine. It would just, well, it kind of is not fine. How about a Togo? Nigeria. Let me think about it for a second. Côte d'Ivoire. Ivory Coast. There we go. We've made a connection. How about the Guinea Bissau. Guinea? Oh. Djibouti? Oh. Oh, I'm washed. It's not makeable. Any chance we can get Chad involved in this one? Are you kidding me? They don't touch? How about the Central African Republic? That one hurts. That one hurts. We needed to go South Africa, Mozambique, Zambia. Okay, so if we got the Zambia connection, we also needed a Cameroon. And I always forget Benin, man. I always forget Benin. But then it's time for my favorite of all of the dulls, Puck Doku, which nobody but me likes at all. Name a player that played for New Jersey and Montreal. Jay, are you here? It could be Brian Giunta, but I got to go with Scott Gomez for this one. Canadian legend Scott Gomez. New York Rangers and Montreal. I don't think I could use Scott Gomez again, but he did play for both. Should have thought of that one. Montreal and LA. Give me Philip Danault. Thank you. Now let me think about this for a second. LA, hang on. Columbus and New York. Let me get a Rick Nash for that one, please. LA and Columbus. Let me get a Jeff Carter. New Jersey and Columbus. I got to think about that one for a second. And then Montreal and New York should have like a ton of overlap, but nothing's coming to mind immediately, so I got to think about it for a second. New Jersey, 200 PIMs in a single season. Give me the legend Ken Danico. New York Rangers, LA Kings, 200 PIMs in a single season. Any chance we could get a Marty McSorley on that one? Oh, okay. Alrighty. New York Rangers, 200 PIMs in a single season. How about the man himself, Sean Avery? Oh, he didn't cross 200? Okay, New Jersey, Columbus. Think about it. Who are the most well-known players in Columbus Blue Jackets history? Am I crazy to think Jason Arnott played a little bit for the Blue Jackets? I think I am. You should be able to get Montreal, New York. Didn't Jean Beliveau go to New York or something? Or go from New York to Montreal? Andy Bathgate. Andy Moog, Mike Richter, Brian Leach. Alexei Kovalev. Welcome to the party, pal. Okay, that's a gimme. Now, let me think about this. Columbus, New Jersey. Brian Giunta, Bobby Holik, Scott Stevens, Martin Brodeur, no shot. Mark Denis, Rick Nash. I'm sorry to say they just don't have a history of like that many noteworthy players. I'm sorry, Columbus. Pierre-Luc Dubois for 17 minutes. I think my best shot is going to be who's the most annoying New York Ranger of all time. I mean, 200 PIMs in a single season is crazy. No, I mean, this might be our best shot, man, because we're only going to get one more shot. The Blue Jackets have only been in the league for like 25 years, and just got to think about it, okay? I'm assuming for every single one of these ones, there's a real obvious one. Patrick Elias. Scott Niedermeyer, Ken Danico, Jamie Langenbrunner. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to pass up on that one. 200 PIMs on the Rangers is also throwing me for a loop, man. Did Tiger Williams play for you? No. All right. I'll take it. Let me view some stats. Clarkson. Oh, Ty Domi played for the Rangers. Oh. And Clarkson. Jeremy. Average score 5.7 though, and we got 7. So I'm still feeling pretty good. Still feeling pretty good about that. I don't understand a single thing you just said. We beat the average. That's the important part. Okay, slash marker. The dulls. Let me take a look at the damn Discord here. I don't think we're doing Jackbox today, man. I'm just looking at the Discord. It's like, Justin says like he might be down, but it might just be the two of us. Corey's out. Justin's playing Valo now. Then he is truly lost. Chib probably won't be awake. Yeah, we could try a little infinite quicksort, just me versus chat. Same with Apollo. Dude, I was loving watching Apollo play Valorant. His team was up 8-3, and like his teammate was flaming them. He was using some words that I would not use. Not Apollo, to be clear, but his random teammate. So then I typed in chat, Valo players when they're winning 8-3 be like, implying that even though they're 2x on their opponents, they're not happy. And then Apollo said, actually, we're doing pretty badly considering we started on defense and we have 3 Sentinels on our team. So even being up 8-3 is not that good because when we go to attack, we'll probably lose. And then I just typed again, Valo players when they're up 8-3 be like, and then I left. I'm sorry. Listen, I understand being brainjacked by a mind virus, okay? But like, I don't think I've ever tuned into like a Valorant stream and seen the person streaming it smile. Like when people are winning, they're content but serious, and when people are losing, they're like upset and flaming. And then whenever you like, oh, you're like, what do you want to play today? They're like, oh, I can't do anything. I'm playing Valorant. Like, what do you want? Why? Just get like a whiteboard and then write down your mood when you're playing Valorant on like on a calendar. 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 2, 3. There's something about Counter-Strike that doesn't do that to me. I don't fully understand it. Justin does smile, but Justin's also like, he's like a crazy person in a good way. Like, I think Justin, I don't believe Justin has ever flamed anybody in all chat in any video game since he's been like 11. I don't think I've ever seen Justin get heated. He's just naturally perspicacious. Perspicacious. No, he's not perspicacious. Is he ebullient? Cheerful and full of energy. Yes. Ebullient. To be cheerful and full of energy. That I would say that Justin is endlessly ebullient. Is he recalcitrant? No. Well, I would say he's not. I would say he's recalcitrant in the sheets and compliant in the streets. Like, I think in the Discord, he's like, end the government, pure anarchy. But then, like, when his license expires, he's like, I got to go to the DMV. And that's not even, I'm not saying he's a hypocrite. Rather, I'm suggesting, you know, you can have political opinions, but at some point you do also have to interface with the structures that the world is built around you for right now, at least. Is like, yeah, I would rather live in like an anarchist society, but at the same time, like I do need a license to drive my car. What's next? A license to make toast in my own frickin' toaster? Some might say it's a little dishonest to name my stream Last Man Standing when I am A, not Tim Allen, and also basically the reason there's no Jackbox is because I forgot to ask yesterday. But it's marketing, dummy. He for gore. Why is that shit make me laugh every time? Me as a 19-year-old be like, wow, it is so true when Owen Wilson says everyone knows General Custer died of the battle at Little Bighorn, but what this book presupposes is maybe he didn't. So true, delightful. Me at 34, I for gore, ain't no way. What the hell's the password for this? Let me see if I remember. This is my dementia test, okay? I don't have dementia! I remembered the code from last week! Yes! Okay, as the audience, you may join the game using MFCA. It'll ask you for a password. You don't need the password, because you're not going to be a little orange boy with me. You're going to be playing against me, okay? MF California. So true. How's your Gorbachev spot doing? It's still there, but it's definitely like not that perceivable anymore. It doesn't hurt also. It's weird too to do this. You ever realize, like, if there was, so I'm sorry because this is very heteronormative, but if there was justice in society, women would on average be taller than men. Because I remember first year at university, I thought I was looking pretty good, but I always look at myself at my own height, right? Because I'm the height that I am. So I'm looking myself like in the eyes in the mirror. Then one day I had like a horrible realization that is like most of the girls that I see that I think are cute are actually seeing me from like here. So they're getting like the front-facing camera look of what you look like. That's not the most flattering image, you know what I mean? And then they're seeing up and I'm like a 19-year-old boy with nose hair and stuff like that. You could be going out thinking you look super fresh. Then you realize that the frame of reference for like the average person you're talking to is from 6 inches below your eye line. You got a double chin and jowls and stuff like that. Yeah, but they can't see the bald spot. It's true, they can't see the Gorbachev mark. Anyway, slash marker. Slash marker, quick sword forever. Hey, YouTube, all my friends abandoned me. Just kidding. I didn't really ask them early enough if they wanted to play Jackbox, but the show must go on. So we're playing quick sword forever, me versus chat. But also we're all having fun. It's not just me versus chat. It's like we can all... I don't want to say collude because I want to do it independently, but we can celebrate each other's success. Let's put it that way. I can do this. That is normally the way that it goes. Lungs. Lungs between noggin and pelvis, roughly in the midpoint. But, oh, you don't have an... Oh, you got sound. You got sound. I can't hear anything. You should have sound. There's a little sound, man. Brain is pretty much at your noggin. I'll leave myself a little space. Oh, you know why? Because I turned this shit down when we were doing GeoGuessr. There you go. Larynx. Larynx below brain. Confirmed. Slots in very nicely right there. Eyes. Below brain. I'm going to say directly below brain so that we save some space on the board here. Hey, Mad Dog, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Much appreciated. Bladder. Just above the pelvis, in my personal opinion. Small intestine. Under the lungs. Below the lungs, I should say. Below the lungs. Anus. Below the bladder. Depending on the position. Stomach. Above the small intestine. Liver. After the stomach. I'm not confident on that one, though. The thing's fucking huge. It's everywhere.
Let's see how you stack up.
Do we get a 10-piece on this one? It feels like a 10-piece to me. Scammed. Liver comes before stomach. Yeah, well, what if you measure from the capital? Scammed. It was close enough. I don't feel bad about it, at least.
Who wants a new prompt?
Adult Swim's lineup in 2022.
On March 28th,
Okay, so basically, I'm gonna have to go on intuition here. Normie shows to insane shows. Keep in mind, I haven't seen Adult Swim since Aqua Teen Hunger Force was in like season 2. Robot Chicken. I'm gonna say that that's like a 10 p.m. Andy. Because I think it's a relatively popular show, but a little insane. American Dad, that's got to be, I might even say that that comes second after Family Guy, if Family Guy is on Adult Swim. So I'm going to throw American Dad in right there. Smiling Friends. Apparently this is not fake. I'm going to say Smiling Friends comes in at 1 a.m. Maybe even 3 a.m. for all I know. King of the Hill. I feel like that is not airing anymore. It's in syndication. So I'm going to say that that comes on at midnight. Because it's a beloved show, but it's not current. I'm going to say that's a midnight Andy. Bob's Burgers. 1 p.m. Actually, I think it airs at... it's one of those shows that starts at 5:45 a.m. so kids can watch it before school. Rick and Morty. I'm going to say that that's after American Dad, before Robot Chicken. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. At this point, that's probably a 1 a.m. Andy, if I had to guess. Great show, though. I'm going to slot it closer to the end here. We're getting down in the last couple. Squidbillies. Later, must come on directly after Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Futurama, definitely closer to the front. I'm going to put that hard in the American Dad section. And I think, considering, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, this order at least makes sense to me. Maybe it's wrong, but I stayed cohesive with my own logic, at least. It's all wrong. Okay, no, okay, well, thank God we at least got something. And I think we might have broken a Cheeto and then added 6. Okay. How about give me something real, man? Geological timeline from really long ago to long ago. This is real, but I don't know it. This is a hard one for me. It's very tough. Okay. Simple multi-celled organisms. I mean, long ago. But there are things that are earlier. Girl bosses. Sorry. First amphibians. Definitely like I mean, I'm gonna toss it right here, and maybe I'll regret it, but I don't know what the frame of reference is, man. Early flowering plants. After simple multicellular organisms. I almost put it before. Primitive fish. I'm gonna say fish come after plants, but before amphibians. Early primates, definitely closer to this end, because we're still like living in that section of the earth. Earth forms, it's not the oldest thing. I can block one trash, because it could be, I guess in a geological sense it's the oldest thing. Beach balls, this will be trash, although technically it's like, I guess, real. Humans. I'm just gonna give us a little delineation in case there's like mid-primates. Dinosaurs. After the first amphibians, certainly before early primates. Elevator music. Put this in the trash. I really need a streak at the start to get rid of this fucked up Cheeto situation. Oldest known rocks. This gotta be after the Earth forms, right?
That's all the blocks.
It's not like there were rocks floating around in space and then they became the Earth. I'll take it! Oh, okay. Getting 2 wrong sucks, but getting 3 streaks to break Cheetos is amazing. That's a much better looking board.
Prompt change.
Plants came after dinosaurs. That is crazy.
Old
Old movies. So these are going to be movies with old in the title.
2. Latest movie.
Flowering plants. Sorry, flowering plants. Grumpy old men. This is like a 1993 bop. Let's put it down in the middle. Old school. That's 2003. Let's, you know, we got enough delineations in the middle there. I'm not sweating that. Old and bold. I've never heard of it, so I'm slamming it in the trash can. Arsenic and old lace. Is old as dirt. Give me a double Cheeto touch here. Old. This is like 2018. I'm going to put it here, leave us some space on the side. That's the beach that makes you old. Old Yeller. I'm going to say that this is older than arsenic and old lace. But I could be wrong. 40-year-old virgin. It's like 2005. It's just after old school. I'm going to touch the Cheeto, and I'm going to bet on there being no 2004. Because I want to crush these Cheetos. Old horses. I don't believe this is a real movie. I don't believe that they think it's a real movie, at least. Grumpy-year-old men. It's like 2 years after Grumpy Old Men. No Country for Old Men is like 2007. I mean, this is efficient placement. Whether or not it's 100% right. Old Boy US. Pre-old. Mr. Old. I don't think this is real. I think maybe we got the first 2 mixed, but I've never been happier with the way that I placed blocks. We were so efficient with our space, it looks like the Vancouver skyline. Oh. Dads, considering how many we stacked, you gotta have a pair of brass ones to stack them like that. We added 2 Cheetos, we took away 2 Cheetos. I can live with that.
Ready for the next one? Here it comes.
Yeah, Grumpy-year-old men is real.
Cereals by sugar per serving.
I think I can do okay
No
here.
sugar. 2. A lot of sugar.
Cheerios. Low sugar. Maybe the least sugar. I'm willing to make a play here. Puffed wheat. Even less. Dusty bits. That's trash. It's totally fine. I don't have Corey here, so I have confidence in my ability to hit the arrow. Cap'n Crunch. Certainly going to be in the a lot of sugar section. Also, unlike everybody else that plays this game, no disrespect, I'm going to say Special K comes in just after Puffed Wheat. I'm betting on myself. I'm going to touch the Cheeto. I don't start every guess by going like this. I don't go, 3 to the right, 5 to the left. Like, I just see the direction that I'm going, and then I go there. Like, I don't do the fidget cube thing. Apple Jacks. They're very sugary. I'm going to say they're slightly less sugar than Captain Crunch, but they are coated in sugar, but Cap'n Crunch is like made of sugar. I feel like Cocoa Krispies, they're going to have a lot of sugar. Frosted beef, I haven't had that. Oreo Crunchies. Rice Krispies. Give me a double Cheeto touch here. I'll be okay if the back half is all fucked up. I don't care as long as the front half is pretty good. I think Lucky Charms, they have a very high sugar count, but there's only like 7 marshmallows per box. The rest tastes like ass. Honey Bunches of Oats. I'm gonna put it pre-Apple Jacks. I'm not confident in this one. I thought I would be confident. I think we've got the correlation right, but I think the order is potentially a little chaotic. At least we got a couple streaks. I mean, at some point, come on. We got to figure out the difference between 4, 5, and 6 grams of sugar per serving. Like, that's pretty tough. I'm choosing to be kind to myself. This is still makeable. Oldest TV ad to newest TV ad.
From oldest ad to newest ad.
I don't think the layout's that rough. I think you're used to seeing a lower elo team, honestly. Budweiser Frogs. This is obviously going to be like 1995, somewhere around there. Give me a double Cheeto touch. This is your brain on drugs. Pre-Budweiser Frogs. I'm going to put it here so I've got space for a slot later. Dasani, I swear it's just water. I don't think this is real. If it's real, you got me. I've never heard of that. Got Milk? It's the 90s. I feel like it's pre-Budweiser Frog, so I'm putting it there. What's up? That's post-Frogs, for sure. What's up? You know, chillin'. Verizon, can you hear me now? Post was up. So let me just make sure we're getting good Cheeto coverage here. Taco Bell Chihuahua. Pre was up. Post frog. Come on, give me like the earliest ad of all time. ATN. We here for you. I just have never heard of it, so I'm popping it in here. Geico Caveman. Post was up. Post, can you hear me now? We better be perfect because the stacking is fucked up. The Snuggie, I think, is post-caveman. Energizer Bunny. Please tell me this can slot into this beautiful Cheeto slot right here. And then give me, like... Amazon, there is no escape. It's not real. It's not... I think the Dasani one was real.
You've sorted them all. Let's see your score.
No, we had the right number. Oh! Well, the 7 streak is crazy. That's great. We still need to figure out what we're going to do on the left here, though. Like, we added 3 and we lost 2. No, we added 2, we lost 2. That's fine. That's fine.
Here comes a prompt.
Top selling musicians of all time.
Top-selling musicians of all time. From
This, weirdly enough, this is not my area of expertise. Year of release, sure. Relative sales. Celine Dion, certainly going to be up there. Even as a Canadian, Celine Dion sales, even if you take Titanic out of the equation, very high. Garth Brooks. I gotta go with my gut, man. No, I have to... I'm putting him in the Cheeto. I know he should be higher. Like, everything in my head says he's higher than Celine Dion, but... I know this is crazy. I feel like Celine Dion has sold more records than Whitney Houston. I know it's insane. But just work with me here. This is not a real person. Michael Jackson and the Eagles are way at the far right. Led Zeppelin. A lot of people were intimidated by the power of Led Zeppelin's music. Obviously very great selling, but still. Metallica. I'm going to say that they have sold more than Whitney Houston. This could be a real issue, though. Shania. Obviously a big seller. I'm going to put her just below. Oh, dude, the Cheetos are not right. The Cheetos are not right. But imagine if they're all right. Pink Floyd. You know what's fucking with me is that all these bands have sold a lot of records. There we go. Thank you. Thank you for the outlier. It's like Eagles and Michael Jackson at the top. Boob Dylan. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, give me Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Van Halen. Oh, fuck. Celine Dion is way too high. Oh, no. I think if you had showed me the artists in advance, I could have done okay. But getting them one at a time, I did not handle that properly. Celine Dion was number 2. Second last. Wow, this is very offensive to Canadians. Did we at least remove one Cheeto? Yeah? Okay. Garth Brooks, number 1. Mad Dog Nation, also number 1. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. U.S. Criminal Trial Procedures. Hang on. We can get out of this. We can get out of this. Opening statement. Prosecution case in chief. Close to the front. Siesta. This isn't real. Unless you live in Spain. Just work with me here, okay? Defense cross-examination. Closer to the end. Jury deliberations. just before reading the verdict. Opening statements. I'm going to say those are pretty close to the front. I can't even touch the Cheeto there. We got to break this Cheeto first. Libations. Not anymore. Okay, stay focused. We can do this. Sentencing. Might... I'm scared because what if we get verdict? We're gonna get verdict. But there's gonna be more... I'm sorry, I have to. I have to. Because we need a space for reading the verdict. The prosecution cross-examines after the defense, because the defense calls witnesses second. Closing arguments. I believe it's right after the prosecution cross-examination. Defense case in chief. Right after the prosecution case in chief, although I don't know where it is in the overall setup. Objections is not a real thing. Place it in the middle and possibly like break up your streak into two at the exact halfway point. Jury selection. Right here at the front. Now, all things considered, given that we blocked the trash on purpose, I think we did pretty well. It all depends on the case in brief. I can absolutely live with that. Pull him. Pull him. Still not perfect, but I mean, we've also been going for like 15 minutes. Oh, this one's a real problem.
Earliest comic to latest comic.
I have no idea, man. They're all from like... maybe this is from like the 70s. That would be closer to the early side if I had to guess. Like, only Dilbert and Zitz are from when I was alive. Whoops-a-daisy could be a real comic, but I have to go with my heart and say that I don't think it is. Blondie, that dude was eating fucking huge sandwiches. This is extremely 1950s coded. Dennis the Menace, even older. I'm willing to stake my claim on Dennis the Menace right here. It's about a rambunctious child. Calvin and Hobbes, I gotta say that's probably from the mid-1980s. Let's toss it right down in Cheeto Central. The Far Side. I feel like it's pre-Calvin and Hobbes, but very close. So I'm putting it post-Garfield. This isn't a real one. This is the one about the Vikings, is Hagar the Horrible. Kathy. Ack! I feel like this is about a woman in the workplace, and I see her type on a computer now and then. So I'm going to say that it's from the 1990s. Family Circus. That shit's like... The Family Circus has no punchline. So I'm going to say that that's from before comedy was invented. Zitz is... I feel very confident Cheeto sliding it. I feel like Zitz is from like the year 2000. It's like, look at how stupid this teenager is for using a cell phone. Kelvin and Holmes. It's not real. Peanuts. That's from like the 60s. I'm gonna say it slots in right here. If we're not like 100% right, we basically have given up on the left side. Mr. President, we have lost the left side. I can live with that. 3 streaks. Oh! We're back. And we got 2 trashes. Text the musical is based on.
Based on. From. Oldest
Okay. Jesus Christ Superstar. The Book of Mormon. Tales of the South Pacific. One would assume that this text was written in the 1940s or 50s. I'm going to place it right here. I'm going to give us some space. Legally Blonde. That script must have been written in like the 2000s. I'm not blocking the trash though. Les Miserables. I'm going to guess that that book was written in the 1800s. I'm going to leave myself a little bit, it's going to be a little spicy, but I'm going to leave myself a little bit of space for like stuff from the Bible. Hadestown. I would call this like the pre-biblical era, but I'm going to give some space between that and Les Miserables. Wicked is based on The Wizard of Oz. We'd call this like the 1930s. Maybe The Wizard of Oz was like a book that was written in the 1900s or something, but... Gnarly to Tony Hawk musical! I haven't seen that one. That would be sick, though. Matilda. It's probably written in the 50s, if I had to guess. Drop it off right there. The Jesus Christ Superstar. Post Orpheus and Eurydice. Starboy. This is by The Weeknd. I think that it must be more... The play, I don't know. This might be trash, but I don't know. He's doing a lot of stuff. Ragtime by E.L. Doctorow. I don't think it's real. That was the start... The Weeknd one was trash? Really? He didn't do a musical? The Wonderful Wizard of Oz? That's not real either. That's not real. Ragtime is so real. I've seen it live. You don't know what you're talking about. That motherfucker back there is not real. Okay, I just threw 4 of them in the trash. This could have gone better. I think we were really good until the last 4. And on the last 4, I kind of dropped the ball a little bit. Never mind. It wasn't even really that good in advance. Ragtime. Wizard of Oz. What's the emote of the kid in the blue room going frickin' nuts? That's Jake S. What's great is that it does look like a child, but then if you see it like full size, it's clearly just an adult. But when you shrink it, it's obviously an 11-year-old kid. It's like it's a trick of the light. I didn't even... What was the category? Members of heist teams? Bad Santa has 3 members on their heist team. I'm leaving myself a little bit of copium space to do a Cheeto slide. Larry Lucky is not a real movie. 2, motherfucker, there's Bernie Mac, and then the dude who was playing the elf, and then there's Billy Bob Thornton. Ocean's 8, I think there's 8 of them. That's not that many. I'll put it right here. Avengers Endgame. There's a lot. But I think maybe like less than Ocean's 11. Ocean's 5 isn't a real movie. I'm thinking, okay? Endgame's a heist. It's a heist movie. Hey, this is fucking me up. Armageddon is not a heist movie. I hate to throw it in the trash. They don't do a heist. They knock out the fucking astronauts, but it's not a heist. They don't steal the bomb, really. Reservoir Dogs. That's like a 4-person heist. It's gonna be rough in here. It's not a real movie. Why not slide it? Because I don't think there's more than 8 people involved in the heist. I got scared. I bet this is real. I bet that motherfucker at the back is real. Now you see me. I'm going to go for a little bit of an NL slide here. Basically because I don't know where it goes. National Treasure 2. I feel like this is on the lower end theory, but more than Bad Santa for sure. And then Ocean's 11. I believe that Ocean's 11 has more people involved than the Avengers. I'm just playing by vibes. I'm not doing the math. I'm playing by vibes. Okay, first off, fuck you, I'm wrong. Secondly, fuck you, I'm right. Armageddon is not a heist, so I don't feel bad about getting that wrong. We added 5, we removed 4. We're still going at least.
Prompts away.
Oh, we could eliminate a lot of Cheetos here, depending on what they give us.
Newest album.
Come on, fucking Miles Davis. Fucking Miles Davis. Neil Young after the Gold Rush, mid-1970s. Place me down touching 2 Cheetos. Fiona Apple fetched the bolt cutters. 2019, maybe. Somewhere up there. Peppa Pig, my first album. I believe this received a 9.1, but it was slighted because they didn't give it Best New Music. Miles Davis, Kinda Blue, old as dirt. I'm going to settle for starting here and not blocking a trash. I'm going to play a little tactically here. Radiohead, Kid A, year 2000. Let's give ourselves 20 years of space on both sides. It's going to be a little touchy in there, but I got confidence. Beatles, Rubber Soul. This is in the 1960s. This is like a 65. I'll put it right there. A little scary, but we got space, so I feel confident. Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, 1977. I'm going to say it's after the Gold Rush, but this is the first one that I'm a little twisted on. Kanye West, that's 2010. Split the difference between Kid A and Fetch the Bolt Cutters. This did not get a perfect score. Sorry to tell you. Dr. Dre's The Chronic. This came out in the 1990s. Like early 1990s. They probably gave it a 2 when it came out and then a 10 on re-release. Purple Rain is like 1985, 1986. It looks scary, but I'm very confident. And this, I'm 100% confident we got perfect or 2 wrong. That's it. I could not feel more confident we're perfect or 2 off. One little hot swap in the middle. Oh! Ooh. That's one we desperately needed. That was the perfect time for that category to show up. It's a much nicer looking board.
And the prompts keep on coming.
This is also kind of doable.
Oldest flick to newest flick.
We're so back. Bram Stoker's Dracula. This is like 1991. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that there's going to be more recents than distant past. I Know Who You Bit Last Summer. I don't think it's real. I don't buy it. I Know Where the Bastard Sleeps. 30 Days of Night. Approximately 2005. I'm comfortable doing a double Cheeto straddle here. At Carfax Abbey. What We Do in the Shadows. That's going to be like a 2015 John. I'm going to give myself some space. I think this is fine. Do a double Cheeto straddle. Blade, 1997. I'm leaving some space for Interview with a Vampire. That's going to be directly post Bram Stoker's Dracula, I think. I think. Twilight. Post 30 Days of Night, pre What We Do in the Shadows. Give me a straddle. Vampire Camp. I disbelieve in its reality. Now, we need to get some left Cheetos destroyed. Can I get like a Nosferatu, please? Hotel Transylvania. Post Twilight, pre What We Do in the Shadows. The Lost Boys, 1980s. I think we do a double Cheeto, and then there's like only one left. And if it's like Nosferatu, we slot that son of a gun in at the far left. 13 going on 300. It's not real. Van Helsing, 2004. It's the scariest placement, but I think that it is pre 30 Days of Night. So I'm confident. I'm confident. Could be wrong, by the way, but I'm confident.
Let's inspect your work.
Oh! Ooh! Mr. Gorbachev, tear down those Cheetos!
Hey, you need some time? Too bad. Here it is.
Emily post formal place setting. Oh man, this is not my area of expertise.
Table right.
Mad Dog Nation, by the way, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you, thank you. I hate to say this, I'm left-handed, so I don't know what goes where. I feel like it goes like salad. I feel like salad is close to the far left, man. By the way, thank you. Again, Mad Dog Nation, thank you. Fish fork. I don't believe that it's real. I believe you eat the fish with the same fork you eat the rest of the meat with. I think it's plausible, but not real. Napkin. On your lap. Table right, I don't know. Potato peeler, not real. Have mercy. What did Kate say? Dinner knife. This will be right side. Right after the plate. And then, I don't know. Just work with me, man. Soup spoon. It would probably go soup spoon, salad fork, meat fork, if I had to guess. Butter knife. Further in than the dinner knife. Fish knife. Not real. Bendy straw. Not real. No, 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 no. Oyster. You know what? Here's the good news. I think that they're going to be placed in a line when they're incorrect. Dinner fork. Give me that right here. I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to put it right here to try to preserve a streak, and then I'm hoping that the last one is plate, and it just goes in the middle of these two. All right. Has this man never eaten? I mean, I don't know if you guys grew up on like in Monticello or something. Here's how I set the table. From left to right. Fork, plate, knife. The end. Well, that was obviously horrible. I'm just thankful that they're putting them back in a fairly flat terrain. And then we broke 2 Cheetos anyway. Could have been worse, brother. Although that... it's not so bad.
Prompt incoming.
Sauces by invention date. It's going to be a bit of a...
First sauce to last
bit of a
sauce.
crapshoot. Dijon mustard with a capital, an exclamation mark. I'm going to say that's close to the first because it was probably invented in France a long time ago. Mayonnaise. I'm going to say that's one of the oldest sauces. I know it's heavily America coded now, but I'm pretty sure this shit was invented in like the year 600 in East Francia or something like that. Gray sauce, not real. Ketchup. I feel like ketchup could be the oldest, but no. It must. I know it's originally like from China, right? But it's got to be past the discovery of the New World because it uses tomatoes. So I'm going to say that it's there. Worcester sauce. It tastes older than mustard. Like it tastes like something went bad, so they just started putting it on food. Yellow mustard, I'm going to say, is post ketchup. Tabasco. I feel like this is like the 1800s. I'm sure it says on the bottle. I'm going to put it here aesthetically. Flubber. It's not real. I think that we're doing fine here, honestly. Russian dressing. I feel like that's from the 1950s. I'm going to place it as the newest thing. Isn't Russian dressing just ketchup and mayonnaise? Barbecue sauce. I'm going right there. Queso. How are there so many, bro? Goop. Queso's not a sauce. It's a sauce. It's a sauce. At 7-Eleven, it's a sauce. That's pretty bad. We got 0. I got 0 too. I mean, that's a really tough one, man. Oh, I can do this! But wait, from bottom to top?
Top item 2.
The bottom of every nutrition label is like talk to a doctor. The top is the serving size. Protein. Protein is like one of the last things in that first box. So I'm going to say this is close to the top. I'm going to slot it in this spot right here. It's near the top, brother. Total sugars is higher than proteins. I'm scared. Total carbohydrates is closer to the top. Oh, fuck. I'm in trouble, man. But where's all the riboflavin and shit? Situated fat is not a real thing. No. There's supposed to be like niacin, riboflavin, manganese, shit like that. Like that shit should be closer to the bottom. Total fats is below total sugars, but above protein. This is going to be really tough. Trans fats is closer to the top than total fats. Oh, this is a problem. Calories. Basically the top item. We got to make some plays here. Dietary fiber is inside of total carbohydrates, so we're going to move it 1 to the right. Total germs, that's going to go in the trash. I'm feeling like, do we have different nutritional labels in the United States of America? Saturated fat is within total fats, probably before trans fats. Cholesterol below protein. Junk count. So I don't know how many nutritional labels you read. Nutritional labels here, they got a little box with the nutrition information, and then below that, this is based on representing the 2,000 calorie something from a doctor, blah, blah, blah. Okay, actually, we got cooked a little bit. Proteins at the bottom. Like the little box is all at the top. So when I got protein, which is at the bottom of the top, I put it near the bottom of the top because they got all that text at the damn bottom that I thought was going to be relevant.
From speech start to speech finish.
Your totals were below the constituent parts? Yeah, that was on me. Okay, I'm not good at this one either. To laugh, to cry, to care. I know some of this. This is not real. Yeah, the active ingredients and the inactive ingredients. Thank you. Where's the riboflavin? Where's the manganese? Where's the niacin and the thymine? And we go somewhere. Just use intuition, okay? Somehow heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Closer to the end, I think. Because we need that, all of us. I'm going to say that's right before to laugh, to cry. That indescribable feeling we get. I think the feeling can be described, so I'm dumping it in the trash. In a place like this. Listen, I've never been to an AMC, okay? When the icy machine turns on. We don't have AMC in Canada. If they asked me to recite the commercial from Scotiabank Theaters, where the popcorn gets like the Scotiabank scene card and uses that to fly in and get the butter on themselves and stuff like that, I could do that, no problem. We come to the Alamo Draft House. I mean, how am I supposed to know? We go somewhere we've never been before. We come to AMC because we need to laugh, to cry. Somehow heartbreak feels good in a place like this. We threw out too many, but we have a coherent sentence structure in the middle there somewhere. We're gonna live. Considering my ass has never set foot in this theater, I think that could be worse. It's criminal that we can't do a slot there, though.
Here's another.
I can do some of this.
From oldest film
I can
to
do some of this.
newest film.
This is not impossible. Shutter Island is like 2010. Give me the double Cheeto straddle. I maybe should have taken it a little bit more to the left. We'll see. The Departed is directly pre-Shutter Island. Goodfellas is like 1994. We're going to have Casino there, which is going to be spicy. We're going to have Gangs of New York. Mamma Mia is not a Martin Scorsese movie. It's not a Martin Scorsese movie. Quick on the tabs. Quick on the tabs. That's going to be not the newest because you got The Irishman, but it's in there. Taxi Driver is very close to the front. I'm gonna leave myself a little space. 70s get a little convoluted for me. Old is not a Martin Scorsese movie. So far, so good. That's going to be the most recent until like December. That's going to go right here. And then we've got space for Casino in the middle, but we got to be real quick on the sticks. Raging Bull is going to be, I think it's like the 1980s. 2 more. Morbius is not a Martin Scorsese film. Oh, keep tapping, keep tapping. Casino, 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 casino me, casino me. Oh, right here. I'm so lock it in. We're back.
Alrighty then.
It's not gonna clear the board, but it's gonna get it moving. Oh, you thought you could kill me? Still pretty rough, but at least we got rid of that staircase.
Prompt.
Baseball players' first games.
Baseball players
This is
first
not
games.
good. This is like a 4 out of 10 knowledge category for me.
Game.
Shohei Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani, Hap Dipperly, Shohei Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Shohei Ohtani, Ken Griffey Jr., first game, 1986. Somewhere in there. Jackie Robinson, fucking 1950 fucking something, but that's not, in baseball terms, that's not really that recent because the sport's been around for 100 years. Hap Dipperly, Ace McGlove, I don't believe you're real. Derek Jeter, 1990, fucking 1992, something like that. 1992, 1993. I love this placement. A-Rod, just after Jeter, and prepare yourself. This because now the right side's getting a little spicy. Shohei Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani. I'm covering the trash again. You can't stop me. I don't know if he's the most recent, but I'm leaving space to do a little tuck if we got to do a tuck. Baseball Jones, not a real person. Hank Aaron, old as shit, but is he? He's not that old. He's old, but he's not like fucking Babe Ruth old. He's just old. Babe Ruth, old as fucking dirt. Barry Bonds. Post Griffey. Now, please tell me this next one goes to the left. Joe DiMaggio. Post Babe Ruth, pre Jackie Robinson. Shortstop. Why is everyone giving me an oof? I think we got a perfect score.
End of block sequence. Time to see your score.
Would have been nice to touch some Cheetos. Okay, whatever. Oh, A-Rod. But didn't A-Rod retire after Jeter? What's Jeter's excuse? Oh, that's fucked. Or is it? There's lots of slot potential there. How to perform a lap dance.
How to perform a lap dance.
Um,
From first step to last
I
step.
honestly, I couldn't tell you. Seduce with passionate looks. That's got to be close to the front end. Or throughout. Start music. That's got to be very near to the front, I'd have to imagine. Take your time. That might even be before starting the music, quite frankly. If they're telling you to be patient, then I want to... Oh, I've got both trash... I got both trashes covered now. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty bad. For some reason, I didn't think the other one was covered. Say accessories maybe come around the midpoint somewhere. Spin until dizzy. Okay, this could be the beginning of the end. Look at and touch yourself. Right after you seduce with the looks, I'd imagine. Okay, just try not to ruin your streaks. Like, we're fairly confident add accessories is wrong. So just put this in here. Clear space to avoid collisions. Let's say that happens before starting the music, for sure. Create atmosphere. Right after you clear the space. Add oils. Perhaps right before you touch yourself. Try hip circles. Right after you touch yourself. This might be the most cursed Cheeto structure I've ever seen in my entire life.
To the scoreboard.
Add accessories is real. The hell, you start the music like number 6? I guess it's like Batman. It's like the most important thing is preparation.
Time for a new
Well, now we got to be very strategic. Yes, I'm in a rough spot. Oh, no, maybe. I don't know. Let me think about this.
two blast ball.
Whatever the hell Squidward is going to be pretty close to the end of the evolutionary tree. Oh! All right, that's our right bound. Squidward octopus. That's fairly complex. It developed its own fucking eyeball. She came down in a bubble, Doug. Whale. Probably more advanced than an octopus in my personal opinion. Swordfish. I mean, it's a fairly... let me put it this way. A sponge is going to be a little earlier. A starfish is going to be a little earlier. Sea snail. Close to the front, but like a sponge is going to be earlier. Mr. Krabs. Crab. Post snail. Fred Fisherman Flounder. It's a fish. Some of these are fake, obviously. There's nothing we could do about it. Parrot. Very... Sponge, please. Squirrel. Oh.
All the blocks have fallen. How did you do?
Little bro didn't see the whale evolution video. No, you didn't need to cut me off. Unless I know my name and forget my number. What? I got a streak! We shouldn't be dead! Come on. I don't know if that's a PB, but it's pretty good. It's not a PB. It's actually not even close. Crush the audience, though. I think our best score is like 225,000. High score is 168. Actually, we were really close. Yeah, run it back, obviously. I got nothing else to do. But Cranston.
Pop star birthdays from firstborn.
This I can do. I'm a fairly good judge of celebrities' ages. Selena. Died in the maybe 1990 as a young lady. She's probably born in the mid-1960s. I'm going to put her right here. Mid-1960s. Billie Eilish must have been born in like 2001. So I'm gonna give myself a very small amount of space. I'm going to say 2001. Cher, she's nearly 80 years old. She was born in the 1940s. It's going to be pretty close to the front. She's old. Dua Lipa, she's going to be older than Billie Eilish, but not by much, I think. She's probably 26 right now. She's born in the year 1994. Whitney Houston, Died in her 50s. I'm going to say that she was born in the mid 1950s. In that case, slotted in the middle. Okay. Olivia Rodrigo. Maybe I'm insane. I don't know these people, so I'm going to say she's younger than Billie Eilish. Taylor Swift is going to slot right into the pop star little fork we made here. No doubt about that. We're just going to wait for it. And there you go. Avril Lavigne. Definitely going to be... She's like 3 years older than me. So this is a perfect spot for her right here. Britney Spears certainly is going to be older than Avril Lavigne by a few years. So I'm going to put her right here. I feel very confident that we're either perfect or Eilish and Rodrigo should flip. Fuck you. How old do you think Selena is? Who do you think Selena is? Everyone's saying, how could you say Taylor Swift is younger than Selena Gomez? I'm like, it's not Selena Gomez. It's Selena.
From oldest costume to newest costume.
Hey, Mad Dog Nation, thank you again. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Dr. Frank N. Furter. Thanks again, Mad Dog Nation. This would be popular around the release of Rocky Horror Picture Show in the mid-1970s, which I'm going to assume is pretty old in the context of this. Austin Powers, 1997. SpongeBob SquarePants, 2003. Barney, pre-Austin Powers. I love the layout we got here. It's perfect. Beetlejuice. One pre-Barney. It's not between Barney and Austin. E.T., post-Frankenfurter, pre-Beetlejuice. Marilyn Monroe. I'm going to be sane. Oh, I thought I was one off. Sonny and Cher. This scares me. I think it's pre-Frankenfurter, but maybe that's just because Rocky Horror Picture Show is like counterculture. I'm slotting it. I'm slotting it either way. Right there. Willy Wonka. That's also 1970s. I think it's pre-Sonny and Cher. This got tough, man. I thought there would be like Left Shark or something like that. Leonidas from 300. Borat. Oh. It's okay. It's okay. Still pretty good. It just sucks that that's what we left. Although there's good slot potential. On-screen movie kill count. Least kills to most kills. Believe it or not, I don't think this is going to be my strong suit. I'm going to rate myself at a 6 out of 10 for this. I could be wrong. The Bride, Kill Bill 1 and 2. She kills at least 150 people. I'm going to take that closer to the far end. But you never know. There could be like the asteroid from Deep Impact or something. Brian Mills in Taken. Certainly engages in some killing. But I'm going to say that he kills less than 20 people. Personally. I'm just waiting for it to come down here so I can slot it in. So far, so good. Mary Poppins. This is fucking with me. Like, I'm going to put it in the trash, but I think that she has a 0. But I think that they want it to be in the trash. John Wick from John Wick Chapter 2. I would say John Wick Chapter 2. I think he kills less people than the bride in both Kill Bill movies. In one Kill Bill movie, she kills 88 motherfuckers in 10 minutes. Agent 47 from the Hitman movie. I'm going to say more than Taken, but less than John Wick Chapter 2. James Bond in GoldenEye. Shooting motherfuckers a lot. Not as many as John Wick, though. John Wick basically just shoots. Kevin McAllister gets 0 kills. I'm assuming 0 goes into the trash. Norman Bates in Psycho. Am I crazy to say that I think that he has less than Liam Neeson from Taken? Personified Death, Final Destination. It's probably killed 10 people per movie times 8 movies. Give me a slot on this one, because I'm scared. But I want it to be above James Bond. Like, I want it there. Maggie Simpson. Mr. Burns does not die. Leatherface. I'm going to say more than the man from Taken, but less than Agent 47. The Asteroid, please. The Expendables. They've got to be blowing up about 10 motherfuckers a minute for the whole movie. I think we did okay.
Let's see how you did.
We got 0. How does the bride only have 81 kills? Excuse me? That was like the anchor point for the rest of our guesses. The bride had 81 kills? She kills the crazy 88. Oh, on screen. This is Just to Say by William Carlos Williams?
From Poem Star.
I don't even know who or what this is. What about I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder? The Icebox. Oh, I have eaten, this is just to say I've eaten the plums that were in the icebox. I'm sorry, they were so cold. Yes, okay, okay. I know this poem. So plummy, not real. This is just to say I have eaten the plums which were in the icebox. I'm sorry, they were so cold. And which were in the icebox? I'm just doing my best, okay? That were in the icebox. Okay, that's going to be directly pre the icebox. So there's really only one spot for it. This is just to say I've eaten the plums that were in the ice. Okay, and which should be closer to the end. So that's a mistake. I am not sorry. That's not real. This is just to say I have eaten the plums that were in the icebox. You were probably... And which you were probably saving. And, okay, I think this has to go in the slot, even though... We can make a new streak here. A new streak. This is just to say I have eaten... the plums that were in the icebox and which you were probably saving. No, there's no breakfast. I don't think there's a breakfast in here. They were not so purple. You guys don't know this poem? It's part of modern culture. Which you were probably saving. So at least we're getting some Cheeto destruction here. And then please, this is to say, forgive me. This is to say, forgive me. I have eaten. You were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me. This is to say for... I think it should have been at the end. So I'm trashing it because I don't have confidence that it goes to the front.
That's all the blocks.
I know it's in
Let's
there.
see how you did.
I have to think about my Cheetos though. I can live with that. Who cares? Who cares? And then we got our streak anyway. Left side's a little bit...
The prompts keep coming and they don't stop coming.
It's a little bit bad, but... U.S. National
US
Parks west to
National
east.
Parks. From California to Maine.
I would give myself a 2 on this one. The Badlands are in South Dakota. Rocky Mountain, Colorado. Colorado is roughly a third inland in the United States of America. So, let's put it right there. Gateway Arch, Missouri. That's roughly the mid. It might be the middest part of the Midwest right there. I don't know if it's real, if it's a national park, but Yosemite, that's got to be pretty far on the left. I mean the west. So give me a slot right in the bottom Cheeto here. This is a good tuck. Grand Canyon, Arizona. Certainly west of Rocky Mountain. You forget about Hawaii? Excuse me, the scale is from California to Maine. Where are you going to put Hawaii? OK Canyon. It's not a real... It's not a real one. Indiana Dunes, Indiana. I'm just going to be real with you. I don't think the Indiana Dunes are real. I think I would have heard of them. It's real? Whatever. Badlands. Those are in South Dakota. South Dakota is east of the Rocky Mountains. Great Basin, Nevada. I think it's actually one west, if it's real. Bumpy Mountains, not real. Great Smoky Mountains, Tennessee. Tennessee, east of Missouri, confirmed. Acadia, Maine. Maine is as east as it gets on this. Ladlands. Oh, you mean Weatherspoons? Or as they call it in England, spoons?
The blocks are locked. Did you come out on top?
He knows, he knows. Oh, it's the Indiana one. Oh, okay. It could be worse. It could have been a lot better, because, like, our streak is... Actually, our streak is pretty okay. It's just our architecture is, like... it's not so bad. It's honestly not so bad.
Time.
Naughty words by first
Naughty
usage.
words
Okay,
by
impossible.
first usage.
Actually impossible.
Oldest word to newest word.
Jagoff sounds like that was probably like the 1970s. This seems like from the time of wizards. So pop it down right here. German ass swear word. Macintosh. Not real. Booty call. That's not a naughty word. Well, it's not a naughty word, but it's, I'm sorry, it has to go in the trash. It's not a naughty word. This is like medieval England. Poodle. This is a problem. Fricking. I feel like that was from like the 90s. There's no recorded frick before like 1993. Boobies. I guess it's a naughty word. I think this is like in the post Jagoff era. Sexy. I wish I put booty call up here. Sexy. I'm in a lot of trouble. Butthead. Post boobies. Milkshake. That's not a naughty word. Hanky panky? That's definitely like the 19 fucking 30s or something. I don't know. I think they were all invented by Bob Eubanks on the Newlywed Game.
Alrighty then. Let's hear score.
Hanky panky, sexy, Jagoff, boobies, butthead, fricking. That seems completely fair, quite frankly. At least we knew that nincompoop was from the time of Merlin. Booty call. I'm not even, like, offended. I don't know how you would know that.
How about a new prompt?
Computer data by bytes.
Computer data by
Chat's gonna
bytes.
make fun of me, man.
0.125 bytes. 2.
I could get some of these for sure. Bit? A bit is 0.125 bytes. A gigabyte. That's like a fucking trillion bytes. So it's like, it's up there. But it definitely goes higher. I don't think that this is real. Megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, byte. A byte is a byte. So I'm gonna put it right here, and we can slot bit on the far left. Terabyte, it goes giga, tera, peta, not a byte. This could be real, but I'm trashing it. Bit. Bit has to save us from the trash here. Zettabyte. I buy it. I completely buy it. I'm gonna put it here because we need to keep the trash open. Nibble. I don't think this is real. If it's real, then fuck all computer scientists. Say it with me. It's real? What is it? Megabyte. I could get megabyte. Let's try to get this Cheeto in the streak. It's half a byte. 4 bits. Exabyte. Tera. Exa. Zeta. Tera. Exa. Zeta. 0 byte. That's not a real thing. Kilobyte. I've heard of it. Joey Chestnut at the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest be like, I think we got it all in relatively correct order, and then we threw out one too many. But that's not so bad. That's not bad at all. It does suck that we didn't get the streak on the left. Oh, but it popped it down on the right. Okay. Sweet. We got a lot of Cheetos destroyed there. But I'm not worried about the left trash. Again, no disrespect to Corey. You've been watching too much Corey play this. If the left trash is blocked, you just say throw it in the right. You don't. The trick to not getting stuck is to not spend the first 15 seconds like of the prompt not paying attention. You read the word, and then you go send it to the right if it's trash. By the way, what was the category? Oh, we're fucked. Crystal. Mid. A mid-anniversary gift. This is really hard. Takeout. That's like first date. Well, probably like sixth date. Diamond, that's got to be like way up. That might even be 60. But I'm going to leave myself some space for like a platinum or something. China. This is a real one. I bet it's post crystal. I don't know. Pearls. Early. I'm fucked. I have no idea. I know, like, gold and wood. I think rope is real. No, it can't be. It is, though. Because you got to come up with 60 of them. Of course there's going to be some bullshit in there, like rope. Like produce. Tin. I believe it's real. I believe it's, like, it's probably almost as early as you can get. Ruby. I bet it's real. I bet it's they get more precious as you go on. So let's put ruby closer to diamond. Mulch. You don't need it. The novel Pushed by Sapphire. Exactly. Wood. That's like, I feel like wood is 1 or 5. I can't remember. Silver. I feel like silver is 25. Gold. Gold is 50.
You've sorted them all. Let's see your score.
Man, I wish I just slotted the left side like one kernel over. Oh. Okay, all things considered. Can I get Pitchfork 10 albums by year of release again, please? Oh my god, we added 4 Cheetos and took 2 away despite our performance. That's painful.
Prompty time.
Most used phrases in Twilight.
Most used phrases in Twilight. From used less.
You think there was ever a Colonel?
More.
You mean besides the Colonel in the Scotiabank Cineplex popcorn ads? He shrugged. I bet this is used with some regularity. Not a ton, but with some. I took a deep breath. I bet that is very common. I shrugged. I bet that happens less than he shrugged because men are coded to be more disinterested. He didn't answer. He's supposed to be quiet, so I'm going to say he shrugs more than he shrugs less than he doesn't answer. He lied. I bet this happened, but I think it happened less than he shrugged. I frowned. Right in between these two right here. I'm confused, man. He sighed. Not common. Strong men do not sigh in books. I laughed. I don't think there's much laughing to be done in these. Can I get some, like, vampire words? She's broken. Okay, that's gotta be fucking, like... the least used. He chuckled. Less than he laughed. Oh, no, man. You forgot about the trash? Oh. Oh. I think this is real, though. I'm just trying to make, like, a flat ground now. So that I can... build off of it next time. Two for
The
flinching.
blocks are locked. Did you come out on top?
Hey, dude! All things considered, we could not have asked for more than that. Structure's a little scuffed, but
Prompt incoming.
I mean, we didn't know what we were doing there. World's largest objects from pretty large to very large. That was a miracle. It was not a miracle. I was using relational context, okay? World's largest rubber duck. I believe that this is somewhat large. World's largest tiny violin. I'd have to say, for me personally, we're going to slot that one in at relatively tiny. World's largest kiwi slice. Smaller than the violin. World's largest boxing kangaroo. You're right, there is trash. I forgot about the trash. World's largest boxing kangaroo, probably going to go in the trash. We can save this. World's largest quicksort prompt. Probably going to go in the trash. It's over? It's not over! Look at how much space I have! World's largest boot. Definitely going to be bigger than a duck. This would be in, like, Bootington in Durham County, United Kingdom. Famous for having the boot factory that got turned into a Sainsbury's. I believe that the Argentinosaurus is probably bigger than the world's largest boot. I can only touch one Cheeto, though. That's not true. I could touch 2 Cheetos. World's largest Canadian nickel on a Sudbury Saturday night. I'm going to say it's bigger than the duck. I wanted to say smaller than the boot. Okay, that's a problem. World's largest filing cabinet. No one would ever want to make a huge filing cabinet, so let's pop it down right there. World's largest functional teapot. Okay, it's over. You're right. When I said it wasn't over, it's over. World's largest bowler hat. Certainly smaller than the boot. I don't even need to entertain the argument on that one.
No more blocks.
Yeah, world largest fool me. I get it. 50-foot kiwi slice? How is such a thing even possible? How'd you grow a 50-foot kiwi? If it's made out of, like, synthetic materials, that's not a kiwi slice, okay?
Hey, you need some time? Too bad. Here it is.
Help me. Oldest site to newest site.
From oldest site,
You can salvage this?
newest site.
Well, there's going to be there's going to be websites and then there's going to be apps. So an app goes to the right. Match.com, old is dirt. But probably not like the oldest, but probably pretty close. Maybe the oldest. Where's Adult Friend Finder? Grinder. That's an app. I'm going to say that app is from this region. The League. It's a television program. I don't think this is real. Okay, Cupid. Postmatch.com, but still pretty early. J-Date. It's real, I think. It must be old because of its name. Meat Lovers. I don't think it's real. It could, no disrespect. Farmers Only. I mean, it's like pretty old, right? This would be a legendary perfect if we could get it, man. Bumble. I feel like Bumble is from the app era. I'm gonna slot it in earlier than Grindr. I don't know why I wouldn't go for the double touch, but here we are. Red flags. I don't think it's real. Can I say something that might people may disagree with? Hinge, I feel like, has got to be amongst the newest. I think it makes sense why farmers would want their own dating website. Because, like, to be a farmer, you want a specific kind of spouse. And to be a farmer's spouse, you want a specific kind of spouse. Like, I don't think you want to, like, meet someone on, like, on Match.com and then be like, guess what? I'm a farmer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to know what you're getting into. 0? No from all 4? The league is real, apparently.
Heads up. Here's another.
Stuff that happened on May 23rd.
On May 23rd. From oldest event.
The league is for hot people only. Oh, okay. It's one of 2 reasons I've never heard of it. Oh, it's gotta be old as shit, man! Okay, this is gonna be like fucking like 1921. This is not real. As insane as it is, I think we have a chance. This will be in like the 1960s. I'm gonna touch 2 Cheetos. I know there's a lot of space. I mean, we're gonna have to make some serious plays. That's gonna be in the 1970s. Should have touched 2 Cheetos, but we gotta play fast and loose here, man. The Who released Tommy. Pre-Shining, post-Great Leap. Things are gonna get mighty tight! Ew! Is the 90s? Joan of Arc captured. Ah!
That's all of them. Let's see.
I think I was doing okay, too. I think the Ben Franklin was probably trash, though. No, never mind. I was crushing it! I was doing so well! Joan of Arc after Ben Franklin? Motherfucker, I had negative seconds to get it in the right spot. I couldn't get it any further. Yeah, we'll run it back. Got nothing else to do. Still crush the audience. You kept making the stops? People kept ringing the bell. Please play a real game. Oh, apparently, like, using your entire brain is not a real game. A real game is just when something comes on the screen.
This bad.
You go, boop,
From oldest bad
boop,
to
boop.
newest bad.
Not all games are like that. Every fucking game is like that. You're in Mario, you see a block, the block might as well say A button. Play League of Legends, you see a dude on low HP, might as well say Q button. You know what? Every single game is like that. This game requires some intelligence, okay? Zumba, I'm saying that's mid-2000s. Put me right there. P90X. Post Zumba, not by much, I think, though. I feel like P90X is like 2010. Jazzercise, certainly feel like that's like the mid-1990s, mayhaps. Which means we'll go Jazzercise, we'll leave ourselves a little space for Taibo. CrossFit, post P90X. Don't block the trash. Soul Cycle, post CrossFit, I think, because my ass is like still doing it. Hip hop abs, that definitely seems like a early 2000s thing. Buns of Steel, old as dirt. Taibo. I'm going to say that the success of Taibo probably led to Hip Hop Abs launching. Peloton, post Soul Cycle, for sure. It's not a fad, though. A lot of people would be a little offended if you called it a fad.
That's all the blocks. To the scoreboard.
See, when you have a solution that works for you, the Peloton, you don't need to know all the other ones. That's the thing. That's why I'm ignorant to all these.
Here comes a prompt.
Their market cap says otherwise.
SNL host appearances.
Yeah, I'm thinking about trying Peloton to get fit, but I'm a little worried about the market cap of the company. Can somebody assure me I won't start exercising and then just have the rug pulled out from under me if they go out of business? Okay. Simu Liu. I bet he has hosted one time. I'm going to leave myself some space. It's possible he's hosted twice. I'm going to put it right here. John Hamm. I'm going to say John Hamm is a 4 to 5 host, and maybe even more, because he was famous for a long time in the mid-2000s, the 2010s, and he's a comedian. He does comedy. So I'm going to place John Hamm right there. Tom Hanks. I'm going to assume Tom Hanks has hosted a lot. I know that's only a one Cheeto Andy, but I'm doing the best I can. Melissa McCarthy. I bet, as crazy as it sounds, I bet Melissa McCarthy has done one more appearance than John Hamm. She probably has done one every year for every comedy film she has been the star of. And she's been the star of like 11 comedy films. Drew Barrymore. It's going to strike you as a little crazy. I bet she's done less than John Hamm. Emma Stone. I'm going to say she has done one more than Simu Liu. Maybe she's, I don't know. I haven't watched SNL in like 17 years. So Alec Baldwin is going to be at the tippy top. I'm comfortable breaking the trash and hoping my streak goes here. Steve Martin. One of those two places. John Goodman. I don't think John Goodman has hosted that much. I think he could have, don't get me wrong. I just don't think he has. I think he's got other shit to do.
That's all the blocks. Let's see how you did.
This is not a list of people in order of fame. It's a list of people in number of times they've been on SNL. All right, John Goodman has hosted SNL 13 times.
Prompts away.
I'm in trouble. Yummy little food trends. I can do this one. I could do this one.
Earliest trend to latest trend.
If we don't do well on this one, though, we're probably kind of cooked. Bacon flavored food. The late 2000s. I'm going to leave it here with one over for Cheeto protection. I'm going to give myself some space to do some slotting at the bottom. Rainbow bagels. I feel like those were in like the 1990s. I think. Cronut. That was like 2013. Do me a favor, drop it right here. Crow bun, not real. Rainbow bagel is like last year. Nobody's eating bagels anymore. That's 8 slices of bread worth of carbohydrates per bagel. Chocolate laver cake right here. Gives us some slot potential. Sushi Ritos. That's my personal opinion. Around cronuts, but decidedly post cronut. Cold brew coffee. I believe that this, I mean, it's messed up. Like, I think it had its zeitgeist after Sushiritos. Marsh shakes, I don't believe they're real. Cereal straws. Post chocolate lava cake. I don't know, man. I'm in trouble. This is tough. Meatless meat. I don't know. They're all in this fucking weird melange of the 2010s, man. Ice chips. Not real. Rolled ice cream. Post cereal straws. Pre-cronuts. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could just be okay.
Time to see your score.
That's good. That's all. We're still alive. We live to fight another day. Look at all the Cheetos we broke there. I know we added some, but look at all the Cheetos we broke.
Want a new prompt?
It's gonna take some creativity. Jennifer birthdays. I can fucking do this.
Oldest Jennifer.
I can do this.
Youngest Jennifer.
It's going to get a little muddy because Jennifer was a very popular name between like the 70s and the 80s. So a lot of them are going to be, who the fuck is Jennifer Beals? I feel like she was in famous movies in the 80s, which means she was probably born in the mid-1950s. Okay. Jennifer Lopez. In Living Color, 1990, 20 years old. I'm going to say she was born in 1970. I'm going to place her right here. Jennifer Grey. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Older than Beals, if Beals is actually a person that exists. Jennifer Gobbs. I'm sorry. That motherfucker back there is not real. Jennifer Love Hewitt. I know what you did last summer. 2001, 99. She's probably born in 1982. Give me this right here. It doesn't give me a lot of space in the middle, but it gives me space at the end in case we got some young Jennifers. Jennifer Jason Leigh. Older than Jennifer Lopez. I think we got a Cheeto slot potential here. Jennifer Kohek. I don't think you're real. Did you see the video of the guy who's not real responding? I did not. Jennifer Garner. Younger than Jennifer Lopez. Older than Jennifer Love Hewitt. They got a video of a ghost. Jennifer Lawrence. The youngest of all the Jennifers thus far. Jennifer Hudson. Older than Jennifer Lawrence. Older than Jennifer Love. Younger than Jennifer Love. Oh, that's older. I got my axes confused. Jennifer Connelly. Perfect placement. Perfect placement. Jennifer Eachley. Not real. I think we did okay. Like, apparently Jennifer Beals is from the L Word, so she's probably not born in the 1950s. And then Hudson is messed up. Everything else is okay. Nothing is okay. Everything's wrong. All I'm going to say in my own defense is some of those are off by a year, which is really hard. Oldest soup to newest soup. Okay. Soups with root vegetables will be older than soups with New World fruits and vegetables. Wolfgang Puck, ready to serve soups. This shit's got to be from like the 1980s. Give me a double Cheeto straddle and bring me back. Imagine how strong we would feel if we fought back from this. Geico soup. This sounds like a Chibli Steam name. Campbell's Chunky Soup. Chunky Soup was an invention of the 2000s or the late 1990s. Dinty Moore Beef Stew. I don't know what this is, but I bet it's real. Amy's Organic Soups. Post-Puck, pre-Chunky. I bet it's one of those brands that's been around for like 35 years. Fire and Brimstone Soup, that's not real. Amy's is newer? Bro, look at the label. How new could it be? The label was made in like 1804. Kettle and Fire Bone Broth? This shit is gonna be fucking like yesterday. Can I get some shit? I thought it was gonna be like the invention of like mulligatawny soup. And my ass was gonna be like, I don't know, 1103. Progresso. I'm in hell. I'm in hell. Lipton onion soup mix. Whatever. I'm done. Seinfeld soups. It's not real. It's not a real thing. This one did not go well. We'll start another one. We'll run it back. Campbell's soup. It's fucking... I'll tell you one thing. It's pre-Andy Warhol, that's for sure. Bar Harbor Foods Chowder. Post Dinty Moore. Please tell me Lipton came second. We could get so many worthwhile Cheetos if we just get a streak between Lipton and Campbell's. Oh! We had Bar Harbor right there as well. Now imagine how strong we would feel if we brought this one back.
Let me drop this on ya.
Total cards. 44 to 1008.
From 44 cards to 1,000 cards.
Imagine if we brought it back, man. Just if you see a big number, you gotta go fast. Modern Tarot deck. 100 cards. That's gonna be hard to get over. What was I thinking? Taboo, I'm fucked. I'm in hell. I'm sure I'm gonna toss that right there. It's not that many cards. There's none cards, but I... Slam it. See if I care.
Block dropping concluded. Let's inspect your work.
Oh, that's gonna be another 0, man. Hardest series of categories I've ever seen in my life. I'm embarrassed to say. I think it's possible the audience could beat me on this one. It's a horrible score. Oh, I'm never gonna live this down. Go ahead, laugh it up. Laugh it up. There's a first time for everything. It's painful. I'm experiencing ego death right now.
Disney Channel original movies. From oldest movie to newest.
All I know is Halloween Town, man. I don't know. And like High School Musical is probably like 2007, 2008. Teen Beach Movie. See, this shit sounds like something that's from like the 1960s. I'm gonna put that near the oldest. Teen Beach Movie. Xenon the Sequel. Post Xenon. Zombies. That's insanely popular right now. I know that much for a fact. The Cheetah Girls. That sounds old as dirt, in my opinion. Just focus on These are all real? Lemonade Mouth? Just make a fucking foundation. Because if we get a streak here, it's a miracle. Descendants. I feel like that's also recent. It might even be more recent than Zombies 1. High School Musical. Toss that down right there. Smart House. Put that in the post-Xenon era. Camp Rock. Post-High School Musical, for certain. Because it's a spin-off. Listen, you couldn't be more wrong in a right way than this. At least we didn't make a fucked up structure. Whatever. How'd they get Smart House in 1999? Who are they? Elon Musk?
And the props keep on coming.
Butts in pop culture. Now this I can do.
Earliest butt to latest butt.
I've never heard of Smart House or Xenon. Motherfucker, you've heard of 8 of those Disney Channel original movies? Original Terminator, 1980. I'm going to say that that is a mid-early ranking butt. Charlton Heston, Planet of the Apes, 1966. That's going to be a pretty early butt, but you never know. We might have like, I don't know, like the Venus de Milo. SpongeBob Rip Pants episode. I'm going to assume that that's late 2000s. I'm going to slot it in that perfect slot right there. Master Chief Halo TV series. It's like a 2018. I'm going to put that closer to latest butt. Blonde Girl and Dog Copper Tone ad. Pre Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes. Nicki Minaj Anaconda 2012. Put it right here. Touch a Cheeto. Scottish Army, Braveheart, 1995. Kit Harington, Game of Thrones. First butt sight in Game of Thrones, probably around 2016. Put it right here. Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back. Certainly between Terminator and Braveheart. I'm concerned about Coppertone, and I'm concerned about Jon Snow's butt, but I think we did okay. Oh! Which one of you motherfuckers said Baby Got Back came up before the fucking Terminator? You know nothing, Jon Snow. You don't know, don't recite the old words to me, which I was kind of there when they were written a little bit.
Prompto.
When boy bands were born.
When boy bands were born.
I got a chance. Is this
Firstborn. Two.
when who in the band was born? Is it the sum total of their average birth year? Or is it when the oldest guy in the band was born? Because some of these bands got some old people in them. Okay. Ricky Martin is probably 54. He's born in the 1960s. I'm going to put him right here. When the band was formed. Okay, now that I think about it, it doesn't really change anything because they tend to all form when they're like 18. New Kids on the Block. Founded post-Menudo. BTS. May well be the most recent band. By the way, I've been doing Emma Lovewell's 20-minute Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Core exercises. Boy Street. I want to say this is fake, but I want to say this is British. British bands all be like, oh, you have a pen pal in England? They always be like, what's your favorite Boy Street song? You're like, what the fuck? Hanson, post New Kids on the Block. I feel like I have to give myself some space, unfortunately, here. Anyway, it has 2 BTS songs in it. I've never really, I want to say, like, critically listened to BTS. They've been on occasion. Those motherfuckers can sing, man. Hang on. Obviously, O-Town is post Hanson. Permission to Dance? It's kind of a bop, man. Boys Ahoy, not real. Girls Allowed, real. Boys Ahoy, not real. Boys to Men. I think that's a pre-New Kids. 98 Degrees. Seems like because one of those motherfuckers was like really old, I almost feel like this could have been formed before the Backstreet Boys, but the Backstreet Boys hit popularity first, so I'm going to say that the Backstreet Boys were formed first. Jonas Brothers, post O-Town. Give yourself some space here. 98 Boys. I think we did okay. Sure, it's bunched up, but we didn't know Menudo was going to be first, man. If they said it was from Menudo to BTS, then I would have put Menudo on the far fucking left, but I thought maybe they were going to put the Monkeys in there or something. Okay, I can live with that. How do you know Menudo? Bro, that's Ricky Martin's group. I was 10 years old when Ricky Martin got really popular. Everyone, my parents, my uncles, my aunts were like, isn't that the kid from Menudo?
Oldest movie to newest movie.
This is so doable. It should be free. Iron Man 1 is the earliest Marvel movie. It's an over 30 thing. You wouldn't get it. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is not a Marvel movie. I'm just going to try to get through this one as quickly as possible so that you don't... so that you don't get too mad at me. I'm going to toss Iron Man 3 right here. It's very backloaded in the MCU. Avengers Age of Ultron is post Iron Man 3. Black Panther is 2018. Gonna give myself some slottage potential. Megamind, not a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. Captain America the Winter Soldier. Post Age of Ultron, because it's when things started to get good. Thor. It's like number 3. Avengers Endgame. I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's probably gonna be at the end, and we can always build the streak over the right trash. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Maybe I'm not as Marvel pilled as I thought I was. Dr. Sleep. That's not real. Good movie, though. Where's Iron Man 2? Hey! Iron Man 2. There's like with Iron Man's with a little Hulk in the middle?
The blocks are locked. Did you come out on top?
Wait a minute. No, this is right. Iron Man 2 comes out before Thor. Yeah. Okay, I'll live with that. I can live with that. People were really getting on me for the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 order there. I was putting myself in the mindset of where I was at the time.
Best fast food burgers as ranked by Jackbox staff.
Oh, as ranked by Jackbox staff. Okay.
Extremely delicious.
I think I have my finger on the pulse of what the internet thinks is a delicious hamburger. Cheeseburger from Five Guys. I don't even really like it that much, but I think this is going to be really close to the top. I don't know if anything's going to beat it. I'm going to put it here so I can slot some stuff to the left and hit those Cheetos. Whopper from Burger King. My personal opinion is that it's going to end up somewhere in this region right here. I think it can get worse. Broccoli cheddar burger from Panera. I don't think Panera makes a hamburger, so I'm slamming it. Butter burger from Culver's. I'm going to get a 2 Cheeto touch. I don't really know where this belongs. Double steak burger from Steak and Shake. I hear more about Culver's than I do about Steak and Shake, so I'm going to drop this just above Whopper but below Culver's. Quarter pounder. I think that I enjoy McDonald's more than Burger King, but I feel like nobody talks about McDonald's burgers. They talk about everything else. Burger King, they only talk about burgers. They don't talk about anything else. I'm going to go ahead and say that the double-double from In-N-Out is going to be below Five Guys. But still close to the top. Chow mein burger from Panda Express. This is a trash. I wish I was below Five Guys. Fat burger from Fat Burger. This is a strategic structural placement to touch multiple Cheetos. Shack Burger. I'm adding in my own personal bias here. I think the Shack Burger it's maybe my favorite fast food burger. Note to editors, I don't eat a lot of fast food burgers. Stuffed crust burger, not real in my opinion. In fact, I would say the only fast food burger I really eat is probably the Shack Burger. So maybe my sample's not great. But the Baconator from Wendy's, I feel like this is going to be... I'm gonna slot it for structural reasons. I think it's gonna be one better than the Whopper. But I feel like these devs live in Chicago. As a result, they will not put a fast food chain like Wendy's higher than a cool chain restaurant. All right. Hey, you know what? Hey, let me say. Shack Burger number 1. Okay. Now, it was not the place you want the streak, but I agree with their ranking of the Shack Burger, at least.
Infomercial products. From
Okay, we got to get some back here.
to newest product.
Shack Burger number 1 can't be real. Shack Burger is delicious, man. The only complaint anybody is 1995. Only complaint anybody has about Shake Shack is they're always like, oh, the burger is $9. Yeah, because it deserves to be $15. The champagne, it's not real. Moon Shoes. Pre-OxyClean. This is from my childhood. It could be worse, by the way. It could be Subway, where a kickin' chicken is $18 and it tastes like detritus. I went to r/Subway last night. The entire post-OxyClean. The entire r/Subway discussion for the last month has been like, why is this restaurant so expensive now? Moonflex, not real. Also, Subway workers complaining that regulars come into their restaurant, and because they changed the menu, they now post Bowflex. The regulars come into the restaurant and now get confused because of the new menu, and as a result, they don't go back to the restaurant anymore. So the new signature series is bringing nobody in, and it's alienating the few consumers they still had. ShamWow. Certainly getting up here now. The Pedeg is real. The Shaky Gigi. I got you lunch. Whoa! I was dominating Quicksort when my wife brought me a sandwich not asked for. My favorite tweet format. Shake weight. Pre-ShamWow, I think. Pre-ShamWow. Pre-ShamWow. Post. Chop. Post. Proactive's real. Let's say it's straight from this region right here.
No more blocks. Let's see how you did.
I think I did not do very well. Bowflex is from 1986. Can I tell you what throws me for a loop here? Is that all of this shit I saw infomercials for. So in my head, like every single one of these was from 1995 to 2005.
Who wants a new
But I don't know when the products launched. Like, how would I know?
year setting of historical films?
I could tell you when I saw the commercial, but I couldn't tell you when the first Bowflex was sold. Okay, we need a big round here. That's, I mean, it's pretty old. I'm not going to say we can't get older, but that is pretty old. Gladiator is from the Roman times, around the year 0. Gangs of New York is from like the American Revolution. It's going to be like 1780. Beetlejuice is set in the contemporary day of 1990. I'm in trouble. 300. Greek times, aka pre-Gladiator. Shakespeare in Love, Shakespeare times. You're right, Beetlejuice, not a historical film. We should have trashed it. Apollo 13, the 1960s. I'd say that's post-Shakespeare, my 2 cents. Hotel Transylvania, not a historical film. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I won't get fooled again. Pre-Gangs of New York. You got me twisted up, you motherfucker. Don't. Pretty sure pretty sure Titanic takes place before Apollo 13, if I had to guess as well.
That's all the blocks. To the scoreboard.
Listen, we just need some fucking streaks. I think we might be in trouble. Is it over for me? Did you see the tweet that was like Google Translate and the translated phrase was "my friend cut my penis off" and they translated it to Dutch and it's like "mein Freund snaf mein penis af." Sorry. Mein friends need me mein penis off? Okay, scariest creatures. Nosferatu is scary, don't get me wrong, but it's not that scary. Scarlett Johansson. Base streamer throws Scarlett Johansson in the trash after learning that she played the lead in Ghost in the Shell. Doesn't even make any damn sense. Any minion. I think a minion is less scary than E.T., but I do also think that it's possible some random people would say they're very, very scary. I'm waiting for, like, you know... Like, I don't think Alf is scary, man. He's less scary than a minion, even. I know we're gonna be blocking the trash, but, like, we gotta do something. I guess we could have just moved it one to the left. Gecko, it's a real thing. It's not scary. This is a real problem. Steve Urkel, he's a little scary. I just think they're gonna meme it up. I think they're gonna meme. I'm okay with that. Dobby? Probably like Nosferatu, but more domesticated. A gremlin? Pretty scary, man. Like, maybe not quite as scary as Nosferatu. Now this one hurts. I'm gonna place it at the edge so that it doesn't break my streak. And then maybe if we get a streak, it'll just fall directly into the trash.
The blocks are locked. Did you come out on top?
Did you know if you rearrange the letters in Mila Kunis, you can spell Mila Snooki. Oh, the genius!
Want a new prompt? Got it.
New tech.
Roman numerals from 1 to 1,000.
Clip it, clip it. The boys aren't gonna believe me. Clip it. 9. Not that high of a Roman numeral. I would be content to put it right here. 26. I gotta leave. You gotta remember that we're not going to the right side. It's fucking like, fucking, fucking. It's up there. That's all you need to know. Z. That's not real. That motherfucker at the back of the alphabet is not real. M. That's gonna be the highest. So hopefully there's nothing between like 58 and 1,000. I don't think that's real. That looks like the shit you see before you see a Looney Tunes. I don't think that's real. I'm sorry. CD is also not real. That's definitely real. She's a singer. I'll put that right there. That's not real. That's gonna go here. I cannot block the trash because 90% of them are trash. That's gonna go here. So we're at least gonna break one Cheeto. I'm pretty excited about that. That's not real.
What's your score?
New goal, survive until 2. Oy. It's something, man. That's all I can say. And they're not gonna place the fake Cheetos in a place that could kill me. Yeah, dude, they're filling gaps. New tech yet again. We broke a reasonable number of Cheetos. We're playing survival ball.
New prompt. Think fast. Google product launches from oldest product to newest product.
Okay. Like this shouldn't... I lived through the entirety of this company to date. So Street View, that's going to be like... I mean, I don't think it's early. It's going to be like the mid-2000s. We got... What comes before that? Maps, search, Google Bing. Gmail. Gmail comes before Street View. Gmail, that's like an 04 Andy. Google Pixel. I'm content. I'm content to place you. I'm going to say it's like a 2017 era phone. Google Plus. Post. That's a problem. I think it's... No, it's not pre-Street View. AdSense. After the purchase of the DoubleClick network. Let's say it's right around there. Stadia is going to be maybe the most recent. Google Boogle. Ooh, they tried. They tried. They tried to kill me. Chromecast. Yeah, fair enough. I do think that's where it belongs, though. Maybe probably pre-Pixel, post-Google Plus, and Street View's all fucked up. Street View should not have been placed there. I should have moved it way earlier. AdSense pre-Gmail? AdSense pre-Gmail! I didn't know. I thought Gmail was like the second thing they ever launched. Maybe like Google search, image search, and then Gmail. Did we beat Chad at least? Easily. AdSense had to be early because it's their entire business. Bro, half of these tech companies that have been around like 5 years less than Google still don't make money. What do you mean you got to become profitable? Oh, that's right, because it's an old company, it had to be profitable early so it could stay in business. Then we entered the zero interest rate phenomenon and companies could just keep kicking the can down the road. Okay, /marker, Jackbox. We'll just kill time for like 5 minutes. How do you think a search engine makes money? Bitch, how do you think I make money? I'm aware of the concept of AdSense. Your ass was -8 in 2003. You're gonna try to AdSense-splain me? Can we do a Born to Fly watch-along? Hang on. Probably not, by the way. Born to Fly movie. Is it a movie? It follows the story of Lee Maverick Ming, a talented but reckless fighter pilot who is selected to attend the Chinese Air Force's elite Born to Fly Academy. It's Chinese Top Gun. It's just Top Gun. Great movie. Really helps to get drawn into the story. In order to remain spoiler-free. Who wrote this review, man? 10 out of 10. The story very closely follows the template of the hero's journey with a few twists that would not be part of a Western movie. I guarantee this motherfucker's from Ohio. There's zero way that is... anyone wrote that without living in the Midwest. In order to remain spoiler-free, I will not go into further details. There's enough humor to make it feel real. There's also sad scenes to bring home the serious nature of the work and how dangerous it is. In short, a very enjoyable movie. This is a ChatGPT-ass review. The movie has humor, action, and even some sad scenes. You would never catch an American movie having stuff like that. Here's a little trivia for you. By what name was Born to Fly originally released as in India in English? Answer. Welcome to IMDb Answers. What the answer? Sign in with Apple? How about you eat my apple? It's like I'm going to give you login details to answer a trivia question. I love that Bear Taffy said, password game asked me to solve the chessboard and I noped the F out of there. Brother, you got out when the Geddon was good. There's like 29 more rules after that. That's still in the first 10% of a password game run. Oh, man. That's really all I got. Anything else going on? Not really. Oh. He also asked his chat to give him the answer for chess, and they couldn't do it. You don't need to be good at chess. You just need to have you just need to have someone who's good at puzzles. Because like literally the chess solution is always like a 600 or 700 level puzzle. You basically just look for a check. Dan was able to do it. That's what I'm saying. Weekend plans? Not really. I'm not saying we're not going to do anything, but I'm enjoying being planless because we had so much stuff to do with the moving over the past like week and a half. We still got stuff to do, but it's kind of reliant on my desk and my wife's desk showing up. It's kind of nice to have some more time off. Maybe get like a picnic or something like that. What do you think, Kate? Get a little picnic in? If you say no, I'd still take our daughter out for a little picnic or something like that. We'll figure it out. You gonna sue your movers? Maybe. We're in a bit of a holding pattern. They did irreparable damage to a few planks of hardwood. And here's where it gets tricky. So the damage to the hardwood is only to like 6 planks or something like that. But apparently, I don't know if any contractors are watching this. Apparently, hardwood is a very tricky thing to replace. Like, you can't just fill it in with like liquid cement and then paint over it. You got to replace it with like essentially the same boards that it was composed of in the first place. And then it's very hard to source the boards because typically companies don't keep them on hand ad infinitum. They tend to run through the stock within a few years. So the only way to fix the floor is to essentially replace the entire floor, and the whole house is in the same type of wood. So basically, we got an invoice from a handyman. He told us all this, and we were like, okay, that makes sense. We got an invoice from the handyman, and it came out to be like fucking $22,000 or something like that. Then I just forwarded the invoice to the movers and said, so here's how much damage you did to our place. Now, did they do $22,000 worth of damage? That's where I think you need more qualified individuals. It would cost $22,000 to replace the damage they did, but that's also replacing like 98% of the boards that were undamaged. So I feel like that's where both parties would benefit from having counsel with some individuals who are perhaps more well versed in the law. But that's really up for them to decide. Like, for me personally, the thing that's tricky is that, like, I don't think 3 damaged floorboards or like 6 damaged floorboards would normally warrant a replacing of the floor. However, damage was done to the floor, and the only way to fix it is to replace the floor. So at some point, material damage was done to the property. If we were ever going to replace the floors, it would have to happen, maybe fast. You know what I mean? That's it. It is like a floor of Theseus sort of thing. I'm just saying. Yeah, they got insurance. Whatever. I lit him up in the email too. I don't feel good about it. But I hit him with a line that, like, it felt really good to type. I said, we were very surprised that your movers had so much time getting the piano down the stairs without damaging our house, considering our previous movers got the piano up the stairs without damaging the house. So I basically said, weak ass, explain yourself. Make it make sense. I'm sure I don't need to draw you like a physics diagram that's harder to bring something up the stairs than down the stairs in this case. So we'll see what they said. They forwarded it to their customer service, and we'll take it from there. Going up is easier? Don't tell me you fucking lifted a piano up the stairs, Michael Stipe. It actually is easier. You ever hear of gravity? Motherfucker be like, it's harder to do a shoulder press than to bring the weight back to your shoulder. Like, what are you talking about? You're right. I need a belt guy. I need a belt guy to be my expert witness. Hang on. Let me see. This is not my wife's stream. I don't do an hour of just chatting about real stuff going on in our lives. I got to get out of here so I can eat some damn lunch. Hello. Are you ready to stream? Smiley face. Why? Because I don't care about my own stuff. The stream is when I get to escape from my own stuff and live in the banter world. The rest of my life, I got to live in the real world where it's like, did you send that email yet? And I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to write an email, ruin someone's day. This is like the 5 hours that I get to. This is like when Ender in Ender's Game puts on the virtual reality headset. And he's just like, I'm cracked. I'm goated. Kate is live. All right, I will send you over there. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you on Monday. My guess is on Monday I will probably still be at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 hour later than normal. But starting on Tuesday, I could possibly be at 9 again, maybe if my desk has been delivered. But we'll have to see.